got the win, while Griffin Conine hit another home run. They go for the sweep of Pittsburgh today at 110. Messi played following his father's death, but Inter Miami fell to Liga MX Leon, and has been eliminated from League's Cup play. Dolphins held joint practice with the Commanders yesterday. The two play tomorrow at 7. Malik Willis is expected to see some action, and former Dolphins tight end Darren Waller signed a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. It's going to be highs around 90 today with a very slight chance of rain. I am Dan Day, and it's time now for the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM. All right, Joe, you're going up.
And we say good morning to everybody out there that's nice enough to get up with us early in the morning. I'm up in Washington, man, and we'll get you caught up on everything up here. Woody's in the studio all day. Dan Day, you heard on that update. Morning, boys. How we doing this morning? Everybody's good before we get rocking and rolling?
Yeah, we're great, Joe. How you doing out there, man?
I'm good. By the way, you would think when you get to your late 60s that you wouldn't be a dumbass when you go out in 3 hours and there's no place, there's no shade, and there's no place to sit, that you might find some sunscreen somewhere to put on your face. It looks like I put too much makeup on, man. I got to tell you, I burned up like yesterday. What a dumbass move that was.
That's one of those things. That's one of those things. Very pale today, actually.
No, I'm torched, but I got to tell you, how you'll tell your kids they'll get burned and they're going to come home and they're in pain and you got to put all kinds of lotion on them. Oh, honey, you're a dumbass for doing that. What are you doing? Yeah, I did one of those yesterday. Anyway, hey, we got the practice in, and we got a lot to get to. Some good and some real bad, but it was a little bit. Honestly, if you sit back, and Bo and I were talking about this yesterday, if you look back, this is what you thought it was going to look like. Instead of practicing, we talked about this yesterday, against the same guys every day, who in a lot of cases, they don't have any experience in the NFL, or they've been backups. And now you get out there against this team that went to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago, has their quarterback back, that it was going to be some growing pains yesterday. I thought it was great, though. They did in certain areas. We made Washington's pass game look like it was number one in the NFL yesterday for our first practice. And then you turn around and you go, oh, wow, Trader's not practicing. Juju Brents is not practicing. Chris Johnson, your number one pick, cornerback, is not practicing. They had a lot of guys out yesterday. Zach Sealer's going to be out. I don't know how long. I don't know. Might miss some more time besides this week. And okay. But it was still good work for a lot of guys. There were some guys made plays, but they were catching a lot, and their veteran players look good, and their receiving core, and they have Stephon Diggs now out there, and he looked great yesterday, and you'd expect that. So anyway, we'll get into it. How about if I told you one of the best players yesterday was Caleb Douglas again? Is that crazy? Honestly, watching back and forth at two fields, and we were spread out. You can't see everything, but I was running around like a 5-year-old yesterday, like Max Woody, kind of getting around, being able to get around everywhere. But I thought Kyle Lewis in coverage looked really good. The linebacker out of Pittsburgh, I thought he was really good. Jacob Rodriguez, man, he looked real good too. He's in a little battle there to try to get that one of those middle linebacker position jobs. So I thought some of the rookies looked really, really good. I went over and watched the offensive line. Right side looked a little rough. Left side looked better. And again, I didn't think our receivers had a great day getting open. Like I said, the catches I seemed to see were all Caleb Douglas outside of the one-on-ones that they ran. So it was a little bit like that, but it was still good work, man. It's just a reality check when you start feeling good. And I think those coaches went back last night and go, okay, It's not 90 where there's going to be some tough decisions at the end, because I think it's a really back half of this roster is really thin, and there could be a lot of new faces coming in to fill it out. I don't know, 45 to 53. I wouldn't be too comfortable if I start getting down that far. And you're going to need a lot of key guys. Besides the development, if you're looking at winning games, you're going to need a lot of those key guys to stay healthy. And I could tell a difference without Zach Sealer in there yesterday. And you got to have your best. We don't know who can cover yet, but they had trouble. And even when they had good coverage, they had trouble finding the ball yesterday. And it's just, again, it's an experience thing. Some of these guys will be really good, but, people want to know, how do we look overall and how do we do? And they had their moments, but they also got kicked around a little bit when we were watching, especially it looked like in the passing game. Having their first two quarterbacks back, same two from last year, they looked pretty good. I thought Chop Robinson looked pretty good too. I thought Chopper got after it pretty good yesterday. And, everybody's watching the key guys and trying to get a good feel. But one thing about it, it's a young team, man, built around those 21 draft picks. Those guys they're the upside of how good this team's going to be. I don't believe that you're bringing in one of those cheap free agents that you have, and all of a sudden you're going to go, wow, this guy's upside. They've been in the league 3 or 4 years. You kind of know what you're getting, which is good enough to play in the NFL. But if you're looking for them to go out and dominate games, I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't. They got signed, minimum wage basically for a contract here with the Miami Dolphins. The upside is, what can we get out of those young guys? What can we get out of these last couple drafts? And that's where it is. And they're going to keep bringing more guys in. I'm guessing after this week, besides the injuries, we're going to see different guys getting released from teams that we're going to go, may do some more trades too. More of those 6th, 7th round down the road draft picks we'll trade away if we think something's an upgrade over what we have. So I kind of jumped in, you guys, just right away on just some of the things. Listen, man, there are 2 huge parks. It's a beautiful facility. And guess who I got to watch part of the practice with yesterday? Came over, couldn't have been nicer. You might remember him, Woody, a guy named Santana Moss. Remember that name? How about that?
Of course. Yeah.
He's up there. He got a little beard, so I didn't recognize him right off the bat. They do nonstop coverage up here in their football team. The Commanders do unbelievable coverage. A lot of their former guys are up here. Doug Williams is up here, and some of the guys. But anyway, they go, hey, man, I didn't even recognize him. I walked by him about 4 times.
Is he doing something up there? Is he working?
Yeah, he's going back and forth. Actually, he's got his kids starting school. Somebody's starting school today. One of his kids. Is that possible? The schools are starting today. So he's coming back. He was flying back last night so he could take his little one to school today. I thought it was really cool. So he's up there working, doing some work for the Commanders. But what a good dude. Carroll City High School, just great guy. We had some good laughs yesterday talking about everything. And because he's standing around with some of the other former players who are all over there, and they're talking college football. And he kind of looks at me and goes, it's funny to hear these guys talking, huh? About how they play football. And he goes, because he got to play on some of those really good football teams. And he's a big part of it. You know what's amazing? Not to do a bunch of this stuff, but he's probably one of the great players that nobody ever talks about, right? When we talk about Andre Johnson and some of the other guys that have come through there at wide receiver, we always kind of forget one of the most explosive players for sure, but how good he was on those early, really good football teams that they had. So anyway, it was nice talking to him and getting a chance to yap a little bit and talk about everything in football. And they're jacked up about their team. They spent a lot of money on free agency and they got up for the practice. Boy, I'll tell you what, I think our guys saw it. They were whooping it up before, like the Commanders. It was good to see, man. It's good to get out there and you're going, wow, okay, these guys are treating it like a game. It's good to see our guys, obviously the same way. I just think we just have a lot of young puppies, man, and they were going against some barking dogs, and it was good for them to see. That's all I can tell you. Yeah,
everything I read, Joe, kind of was what I was expecting, right? Like they obviously have more talented players over there. They got guys with experience.
Correct.
I just didn't want this to be a Lions situation where we got people laughing at us because we just got dragged up and down on both sides of the field. Yeah. And that didn't happen. So that's, I think probably a positive takeaway from yesterday.
Well, I got to tell you, man, more than I can remember staying here at the hotel with the team, it's a business trip. It is not grab ass. We don't play for a month, a real game. I'm comfortable. I know where I fit in. This Jeff Hafley is, I like it. Hey, man. It's all business. We're not sitting here trying to make friends and build up relationships. We got to find out who can play, and we got to flip this thing around. Danny Silman, the new CEO, was with the team. I had a chance to spend time with him yesterday. It was really nice. Came up and talked to him for a while. It was really cool. He's going to be really involved and be around the team. And so I think that's good too, by the way. I think having ownership around the team, we've heard this for a long time. It's, we don't have guys, they're not around. This young guy cares, man. And he's been around it. I was surprised. He's really paid attention on everything that's been going on the last 4 or 5 years. I always hate when somebody comes in and they're talking to you and you go, and they're talking about things and you go, they really don't know what's been freaking going on. Like, you're at the top and you don't know what's going on. He's been working in the organization, doing stuff, just not making a big deal about it for a few years. And so he's very aware, man, very aware of what it needs and everything else. So for the ownership at the top, Mr. Ross, of course, still involved, but he's got this, we're just calling it development of Palm Beach. Maybe they might rename that thing. He's got so many different projects going on up there in Palm Beach. But anyway, a lot of stuff, man, a lot of stuff to get to. By the way, somebody helped me out on this personality of the Marlins. So not too long ago, we lost 12 straight. We had this great June and early July, like best in the history of the franchise. Then we win 6 out of 7. Then we lose again. Then the next thing you know, we've won 4 straight again, and a chance. This got to be a record amount of sweeps, by the way, because they got a chance for another one today. Bring the broom out before hitting the road for Cincinnati. And it's weird because they got Stowers out now. I think he pulled his hamstring the other day when I was watching, and but Griffin Conine steps in, and it's like, and they're putting him up there and hitting 3rd or 4th in the lineup now because he's hot. Hit another home run. He and Hernandez has been smoking hot since coming back up. He's got 17 on the season, and they can't take Griffin Conine even if they're going, all right, how do we do this? We're going to put him in the outfield. We'll DH him. Let's just make sure he gets his at bats. And again, last night hits another home run. Hey, we got a lot more news to get to. We got a lot of stuff going on this morning that we'll be jumping on. We got Pete Prisco joined us this morning. Kyle Krabs, who's standing right. The guy is he's a machine, man. I was watching him yesterday. I go, all right, let me see these 2 big-ass fields with all these fans. I want to see the guy. He was bouncing around. He must have put in 20 miles yesterday bouncing from play to play on the. What a great effort by that man. Anyway, he'll join us a little bit later on. We'll talk to him as well about everything. Right now, though, I want to take a second this morning. It is Thursday. Yeah, 1 day away from Miami Dolphins' first preseason game. If you're looking for a truck, man, you're looking for a truck right now. I've been telling you for the last 16, 17 years about your South Florida Chevy dealers talking about cars, trucks, and SUVs and everything else. But I do want to take a moment to tell you about our truck family. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, they want me to talk trucks, and why not? It's our big seller, not just the Chevy Colorado. Yeah, the great look there with the custom and the ZR2, but also the power and the truck that's absolutely perfect for any lifestyle you might have. We got a Chevy Silverado for you. Man, I'm telling you right now, whether it's a Trail Boss or the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices, Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. You just can't go wrong. Whether it's a Chevy Silverado HD, maybe it's a powerful LTZ with a premium style and substance to match, or just go to the big boy, that Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Hey, if you're up listening to us right now, you're probably out doing a lot of work, and you need that truck. You need a durable truck that you can count on every day. We got one. We got one ready to go. There's a reason Silverado trucks are all over South Florida on the road today. For the best in South Florida living with a truck, check out your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
560 WQAM.
All right, you're clear. Jamie's going to call you in a minute.
You can find complete rules for all contests on our website.
He wants to go over your settings. I think you might need to unplug, then plug back in your microphone just to make sure everything's good.
South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands.
Mute Mike. FaceTime me? Yeah, I don't care. Should I turn that back on though or no? Unmute. It says mute or Turn it up or down?
Keep talking.
Check.
You sound much better. We just fixed it.
We fixed it?
Yes, we did.
So should just shut it now?
Yep.
Now we're good?
Now you're good. Now you don't got to do anything for the rest of the show.
I didn't do anything, so would
Listen to WQAM on FM 1043 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wow, that was so easy.
All of our shows are there live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
All right, Joe, going up.
Welcome back and good morning to everybody. Man, thanks for being with us this morning. Got a lot of different things. Adjusting and getting used to this laptop on the road. This stuff that you guys been doing for a long time. Not a huge fan of it. Now you see why I love the studio during whatever's going on in the world. I still like to be in that studio where Woody is right now and all day.
I'm keeping your seat warm for you, though. Don't worry. All right, I'm keeping your seat warm.
Good. Because I think I'm going to be there. We got about 3 weeks straight in the studio before hitting the road. Maybe 4 weeks straight hitting the road and then going to Vegas for. You
got a couple weeks out there, right?
We're going right from Vegas. Hell, I think we get into the Bay Area after that 1:00 game in Vegas. We're going to pick up. No, I don't think we pick up any time, but we'll get out there. We might get out in the Bay Area by 8 or 9 o'clock. Might have a late dinner out there, man.
You going to check out some practices out there, see if you can't get some of the superpowers from that electrical thing.
Hey, that's all I need. If they had that thing out there and we were doing that, can you imagine? And everybody's like pulled hamstrings.
I don't understand the injury thing. Like
around.
You would think all the electricity and all that would make them more powerful. That's usually how it works in the comic book movies. That's
the good news out there. If they can't figure it out with all those smart people that went to Cal and Stanford, really, really smart. If they can't figure that stuff out there, then we're in trouble. Okay, that's how I look at it. Right? They're calling all those brainy people out there that are trying to figure things out that big dummies like me can't figure out. We just run through it, man, till we get hurt. What happened, man? What happened? But that's a crazy story. Hey, by the way, speaking of crazy stories and things going on, we talked about this yesterday, the Kyler Murray story, and Tua's going to get the start. Everybody's making a big deal. If the team is saying no big deal, I think he's going to start the season for him. And give Michael Penix some time to heal. I don't think he's 100%, even though they said he's played really well throwing the ball. But like everybody, it's no touch the quarterback football right now. And, we'll see how that all plays out. Pete Prisco is going to join us. He's been up in Buffalo. And I know he likes the Bills. He's got a good relationship with those guys up there. So we'll hear what he has to say about that. And Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb is up there now. I think Bradley Chubb's going to have a good year, man. You know, Bradley Chubb has kind of taken the position of Joey Bosa, really, right? Joey Bosa kind of had that position last year and got off to a real good start last year. And now we got one of our guys that you wish you could have kept him. Bradley Chubb would be right on top of that. If I could have kept somebody, he'd be one of those guys that you'd like to have. No question about that. So anyway, a little bit more about here and everything going on. So it looks like they're not going to play a lot of their starters, Washington, because they had all those guys playing a lot yesterday, all their top guys. So I'm guessing they're not going to play a lot of theirs. I'm guessing most of our guys that are healthy are going to play. And this happens during camp, so don't go, oh, my God, we got everybody banged up. The good news, I think, with most of our guys banged up right now, I was told that none of this stuff is real serious, but Dante Trader needs to play. Juju Brents needs to play. Cleveland Farrell's going to be out a while. I don't know when he's going to be back. Zach Sealer, I'm not worried about, as long as he can play for the Raiders, as long as he's ready to go. Kevin Coleman, a rookie, this is not good for him. They're really counting on him. Their second, actually the third wide receiver who was taken. And then on top of that, Jamari Sawyer, who they're counting on to be a 6th offensive lineman, and he's not healthy. Ben Sims, who they like at tight end, hasn't been healthy for a while. And now Chris Johnson's standing on the sideline. So, you know, you love to think everybody could be healthy, but then you watch all those guys run around out there and you realize it's just going to happen. They had a couple guys go down yesterday too, and I don't know if it's pulled hamstring or what, but it was good work. It was good work. They needed it. I didn't expect they're going to go in there and dominate these guys. I just wanted to know, especially the top guys, what they look like. And now you got a month to get better. I think they're looking. They came back last night. They had meetings and were going over everything, light day to day before getting ready for the preseason game. And I'm glad, man. I'm glad everybody that's listening right now that's going to watch part of that preseason game or all of it. I want you to see everything. I want you to see how Willis plays, because he will get tackled if he plays. It won't be, well, we're not sure, because they were doing it again yesterday. Like, would Willis have gotten away from that guy or not? It was really close. And when they put the pads on, we'll find out. And again, my two things that I didn't think we did a good enough job with what the guys we're playing with right now. And again, we got guys out there that may or may not be on the team, and they got guys that are frontline, really good NFL players. I thought the coverage wasn't good enough, and in some cases we had good coverage and we didn't see the ball. These guys made nice adjustments in the back of the end zone, on the sideline, couple real nice. And I'm standing right there and I go, yeah, he got his feet in, man. That's a beautiful play. You know, veteran guys know how to tap dance the sideline and keep their feet in. And so that one. And the other thing is, I don't want to talk about one wide receiver being open and the rest of the guys struggling in all these drills. The good news is we have this Caleb Douglas, and he's still got a long way to go about running routes and not trying to outrun everybody. But he came up with some nice catches yesterday in the crowd, in traffic, made some nice catches. But we got to get more guys. We got to get, again, and this is one of the things as I was watching yesterday, we got to have a running game. We got to be able to pass protect across the board. It can't be one side or the other breaking down. And I know it'll get better as they get used to seeing more games. I thought Jonah might have struggled a little bit yesterday at right guard, which I hated. I was hoping it was going to be a big day. But he's playing against some really good football players like he is every week. This is not like just a thing with, oh, you're facing Washington. You're going to see really good veterans that are big, strong, and friggin' smart guys that have already watched tape on what you can and can't do. So but the big thing for me, especially with these past practices, because there's a lot of throwing the ball, we got to get guys who can get open and give Malik something to help him out. A lot of guys are just covering. The ball got batted down, and it just, you got to get open. We're gonna have to keep some of these guys, and at some point, I hope it happens. If not late September, I hate to say this, I'm not playing doctor. If not September, early October, is that we'll have Chris Bell on one side and Caleb Douglas on the other. And that would be fun. I hope. I mean, he's got, and if he is playing, he's going to be 100%. They're not going to rush him back and everything. They got everybody out here, all the doctors, and keeping an eye on our trainers are great. Really good training group. But yeah, all that coverage. But I thought all that work was good, man. You need to see things. I saw Bonner bat one down, and then I see him. Has good coverage, can't find the ball, and the guy makes a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch down the sideline like 2 seconds later. So, but for Ethan, this is a great opportunity too, who can run, and we want to see if he can stay healthy, and he's got to make some plays, man. He's just got to keep making some plays. We've got a lot of NFL news to get to. We got a starter in Minnesota. That was quick. J.J. McCarthy getting the bad news for a third straight year. Well, the first year was injury, and the last two just bad news. Just like, hey, and I don't know if you're the guy. So I don't know what's going to happen there, boy. I tell you, I'm a first-round player, and this is a third straight year that I'm being told, and they did it early this time. Kyler Murray's the guy, man. So we'll see how. It's
one of the worst handlings of a quarterback situation I can remember in recent memory here, Joe.
Why? You mean the early decision or the decision to draft him?
I all of it, right? The way that they've mishandled that situation. Like, you had Sam Darnold there,
yeah,
right, and Sam Darnold obviously has gone on to be a very good quarterback. You draft this guy who ends up stinking. Can't even get a start over Kyler Murray. Like, I agree. What a mess over there, man. That whole thing has just been really, really choppy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you don't offer. Of course, then he goes on and is part of a Super Bowl championship team, as you said. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. I don't disagree.
It's a really bad look. I mean, you had that guy.
And I thought Kyler Murray might be done. I mean, he looked really good against us. Was that last year or the year before? He was spinning around and making us flipping, getting outside the pocket and running around.
He's quick. There's no question he's quick, but that's about all he does. It just ends,
and, a lot of bad things have been said about his work ethic and everything else, and here he is, man. He comes in and gets
Maybe he just needs to change his scenery, though, because he was obviously not happy in Phoenix and Arizona. Maybe this change of scenery with the coach.
Yeah, no. Hey,
is exactly what he needs.
I got news for you. If they decided to start Kyler Murray, they didn't see enough out of J.J. McCarthy, because that coach doesn't – he can play the best player. I say this all the time, and he just likes the other guy more. No. His ass going to play the best player because he wants to win games and keep his damn job. I don't buy that at the NFL level. He's got favorites. Don't get me wrong now. Sometimes when you have old veteran favorite, you go with him as long as you can. But sooner or later, if there's another guy and everybody knows he's as good or better, and I always use the Marino and Woodley example. We had David Woodley come back and start the year after we went to the Super Bowl, and we couldn't get first downs. We were terrible. Our defense, the killer bees, they were frustrated on the other side of the ball. What the F are we doing? I can see some guys like Kuchenberg and those guys starting to get frustrated on the offensive line. And they're going, hey, I know he doesn't know everything and he's going to make some mistakes, but that other dude over there that you drafted in the first round, you need to play. And
at what point do those receivers ask out, though? Like, Justin Jefferson's got to be – you could tell he was pissed off at the Super Bowl when he was going through Radio Row, and he's got to talk about his, quarterback from a year ago.
Yeah.
Getting ready to play in that game, and you basically don't have anyone at that point, right? You didn't even have a quarterback at that point.
You remember last year when he got called in the coach's office? Was that maybe Hard Knocks or one of those shows? he called him in. He said, "Congratulations on your new contract. You're the highest paid receiver. And hey, man, we're going to ask a lot of you, and one of them's going to be patient." And they were already selling him like, "Look, man, we're going to get somebody who can throw you the ball, but you need to be patient with these guys and kind of tell them, don't badmouth them, and kind of help them out and take the positive spin when they're not very good, and all those things." That'll be an interesting one. I think Minnesota's got a really good football team. They got some firepower. Got a fiery defense, although it wasn't as good last year as it was the year before.
But if they can't get that guy the ball, I'm guessing, Joe, this is the season where he loses it and asks, get me out of here.
Did he miss some games? His numbers were down last year.
Yeah, he usually does miss some games. Yeah. But at some point, again, I can't imagine he's going to want to deal with this too much longer.
Well, this is the old, hey, we paid you. Come on, man, you're our guy. And he's going, my numbers aren't yeah, maybe you're right. That's you'll find out a lot. He's a talented dude, though. And again, that'll be a fun one to watch. But Kyler Murray gets a fresh start on a better football team. Good for him. Good for him.
Got two guys that are too small to play the position getting fresh starts here. So we'll see who does better, Joe.
One is very athletic and can take off. And
what's the other one?
We'll see. You talking about the Atlanta guy? We'll see.
Yeah.
I know you guys are waiting for me to take a shot at him.
No. Dan said change the scenery, and the other guy's got to change the scenery too. We'll see.
No. Listen, this thing is set up for him. He's got some weapons. He's got a really good run game. I think they got a really good, solid offensive line. They got some good players. It's indoors. How many of those games can be indoors in that? And when they're not
half of them.
And when they're not indoors, they're
in New Orleans,
in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. They're in Tampa, New Orleans. Yeah,
not a bad place.
The good thing for Kyler Murray, he's going to a class organization that sets you up for winning, while the other guy is going to a clown organization that sets you up for failure.
Yeah,
big difference.
It has. They keep waiting, and they haven't figured it out. Well, I just hope we do. I hope we have it figured out going forward.
Fairness to the Falcons, they're still probably hurting from that Super Bowl thing.
Come on, man. Come on.
That's got to last at least 10 years.
Hey, the guy that was a quarterback at the time is now running the organization. We got to let that go.
Well, maybe that was a bad move.
The quarterback is now running everything over there in Atlanta.
You got to do what Seattle did. You got to get rid of everyone that was involved.
Yeah. How about that? They got rid of it. They did.
Yeah.
After
because
that
no
horrible call, either whether you want to blame Pete Carroll, the offensive coordinator, or Russell Wilson for not having the guts to change the friggin' call and go, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Russell Wilson's about 6 teams later here, so.
Nah, he's in a booth, right? Did he take the booth job? Took the money.
We'll see, by the way. We'll see when these teams start getting desperate and start calling guys. Usually about midway through the season, they start calling broadcasters.
Hasn't Russell Wilson go, no. I've seen this before. I know you got a good team. I've seen it before. I don't know, man. Does he get the hits? Maybe you're right. Hey, let's talk about hurricane season. So far, so good, South Florida. So far, so good. But we still got a long way to go. And I want to tell you, if you are not protecting your home with the best products, Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing can do it for you. Their windows, Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. You got an old leaky roof. What are you doing? Replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Plus, 24/7 roof repairs. That was a brilliant move. Chef got a whole team now of people who do nothing but repair roofs. I love that. Hey, best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today. Keep your home protected, whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. We cover it all with the best products, very competitive prices, and ready to make sure you have a good experience right now. Call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions, or go to LoctiteImpact.com. Do it today.
Odyssey Stars and Strings.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Live up here in Washington in a hotel room on the top floor. My second bedroom right now. Taking good care of me all day, Dan Day, and Woody with us as well. How about what happened in the NBA yesterday with the Lakers sell for $12.5 billion? This is a weird one. Not the $12.5 billion. It's not weird. I mean, these franchises in the NBA and the NFL are we're going to see a lot of those numbers. We're going to see a lot of big numbers coming up. Because when I see the Lakers, I'm going, what the hell are the Dallas Cowboys worth right now? What the hell is that machine, that money machine worth? And then on top of that, you realize the Lakers sold that team less than 2 years ago. A guy bought it for 10.
Yeah, when I saw that news yesterday, I was like, didn't the Lakers just sell to someone?
They did. It wasn't even 2 years ago.
That guy must be in some big trouble to be flipping the Lakers like that.
Well, the other thing is they're going, because I saw the comments, they're going, how do you not put it out so all the other rich guys can have a chance to buy that thing? You just did a deal nobody knew. I guess the whole league got like ambushed, had no idea this was going to happen. Just got shocked, like that's one of the two prize catches you can get. That or the Knicks. What are you doing?
Yeah, that thing's got some shady layers to it, huh?
I don't know, but you know, it tells me, Woody, there's a lot of rich dudes out there that have way too much money. Sometimes they get one partner with them now. They're going, all right, you're on the hook for 6 of this, and I'll take the other 6. But man, Lakers sell for $12.5 billion. It just seemed like yesterday, just to bring it back home, Stephen Ross, what was it, 16 years ago? I think it's been 16 years. Bought this team for $1.1 billion. I believe he paid half 1 year and then paid half, I don't know, the next year or something. Maybe he split the payment up, whatever. However, he and Wayne Huizenga were working this thing out. And now you hear him going, man, this thing's been one hell of an investment. And that big piece of property, hell, we could even do more with it. No question about it. So, yeah, that was a wild one. These properties, though, thinking of Dallas Cowboys, and what's that thing worth? Getting back to the Cowboys. Whether they're
at least 12.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every bit of it. I mean, that thing's got a car lot inside in the end zone. I mean, that thing's got all kinds of. The last time I was there, they had dancing girls for some beer company. Girls dancing up in the end zone.
Yeah. How about the team the Lakers sell right after they lose LeBron too, which has got to hurt the value, right?
You know, I don't know. I agree. Winning and listen, when you're winning, you got more sponsors, you got more people, you got fired up. So you're right a little bit, but yeah, that thing is like, I don't know. Maybe the Luka thing had something to do with it, but that money is just built on, first of all, it's a huge market. Second of all, these NBA contracts that they got on this last go around. I told you we're going to have guys making $100 million. When we get into the 2030s, we're going to have guys making $100 million a year. Not $100 million contracts, 100 a year. We got guys in the 60s right now. We got guys making 60 plus. And people are going, wow, they shouldn't pay. No, it's part of the deal. They got to pay a certain amount to the players. And so the great ones are going to make, all the really good players are going to make a lot of money. Hell, the guys that aren't very good are making 10 or 15 a year now. Not very good. I mean, they're good players, but still the best players in the world. But yeah, man, even if you're a 6th or 7th guy now, life's good in the NBA. There's no question about that. It's just not a bad place to be.
Now, LeBron must have known about this, right, before.
I don't think he did.
He decided.
You think he knew?
I don't know, because like the other thing too that's interesting is he had a chance, play with Luka, which Luka seemed pretty enthused about that when he got traded from Dallas. That didn't last very long, obviously. Right? Like, I don't know what went down there. I don't know if those two figured out they couldn't mesh, or
I think you're going conspiracy, though. I don't know if they care about the owner too much unless he's just a psycho. He's way out there and too hands-on.
Yeah.
I never heard anything about
LeBron knows about everything though, right? Like he seems very, very in tune with everything that's going on with these franchises.
Yes, I
So
agree.
I just wonder if
He knows what
got
everybody
wind
can
of
do.
something.
LeBron knows exactly. Everybody's making a big deal about how's he going to fit in with the 76er team. He knows exactly how they're going to use him. He knows exactly what's going to happen. The only thing I don't know, how much time did he spend with the owner to go, hey, what are you thinking here? But again, I don't know how much the owner might sign off on a couple of guys, but again, as far as the money goes, they only got so much money. Now, the owner he can pay those luxury taxes, right? Then you can spend all you want as long as you're willing to pay. You got to pay though. You're going to be paying big luxury taxes, and a lot of those teams don't want to do that right now. Last thing you want is a $200 million tax bill with the league at the end of the year, right? That's not good. Hey, so anyway, we've got a lot we'll get to here from the depth chart now. The first practice is over for a lot of guys. Talking to some of the guys after practice, going off the field yesterday, and doing it up here, and got a lot of guys injured. We get caught up on who's in the lineup right now and who's not practicing. And again, one of the stories continues to be some of the rookies are playing really well. And honestly, we haven't talked much about their two number one picks, really. Johnson's hurt right now. Proctor looked okay. I don't know enough. I don't think he's doing anything to embarrass himself. I think he's only going to get better. But not much about that. It's been about Caleb Douglas, who's kind of taken over. Kazmarik's going to be really good at tight end. And then you go to Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis in those one-on-one drills, I couldn't believe it. Backs coming out of the backfield, two-way go, in or out. And guys were getting smoked on both teams. Both teams their backs were just smoking these linebackers, which the running backs, pass receiving running backs are so good. Impossible to ask a guy in the middle. But I got to tell you, man, I watched Kyle Lewis bat down balls twice, one-on-one against veteran backs coming out of the backfield. And I was like, this is one of the things coming out of Pitt that he was known for. And he didn't freaking play a lot, man. They had him blitzing yesterday. Everybody thought he was going to be really good, right? A little bit of a small linebacker, might be a little bit of a safety, but he's got really good skills, man. Really good. If you're looking for good stuff, that would be one of the guys. And the other one is your middle linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez, has been really good. They've got he and Dotson co-number ones right now, and that's going to be an interesting one going down to the wire. Tell you what else going down the wire. We're going to take a break, get caught up here for the 7 o'clock hour. We're going to have Kyle Krabs join us coming up. We'll talk to him and get his take yesterday, as he was on a little different field than I was, and see what he has to say about everything. Right now, I want to talk about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage for just a second. If you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt, call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. Call him or text him. He can help you. Been helping Floridians for more than 30 years. He's about great service. People, why would I use him and not go to a bank? Service. Can you get a hold of your bank on a Saturday or Sunday or late at night? You can always get a hold of Michael Kotze, and he can get going. If you're looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates might go even higher. Call him on a cell phone 24/7, 561-441-2730. Nobody does it like Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
WQAM broadcasting.
Home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVW.com. The Marlins have won 4 in a row, delling the Pirates 8-2 last night. Jansen Junk with the win. Griffin Conine hit a home run. They go for the sweep against Pittsburgh tonight. Well, really today at 1-10. Messi played following his father's death, but Inter Miami fell to Liga MX León. It was 3-2. He has been eliminated now from league's play over there at New Stadium. Former Dolphins tight end Darren Waller signed a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers, and Jay Lucas has signed a 5-year extension with the Miami Hurricanes basketball team. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home from the next storm. Get free roof and window estimates at 954-968-8155. Temperature is going to be as high as 91 degrees today with a chance of rain throughout. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Going up.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody as I am live in a bedroom up on top of a Marriott outside of Washington. By the way, I might add a beautiful brand new hotel and gorgeous area out here. It's called Reston, not Weston, but Reston, R-E-S, and beautiful, beautiful area, man. Really, really nice area up here. Really, hey, man, people are doing Pilates. Woody, I looked out my room yesterday. Mm-hmm. they got this beautiful grass out here in front of the hotel that kind of connects to this one of these new super workout places. It's got smoothies on the bottom, smoothie bar. You go to the second floor and they got workout rooms for Pilates. And then you go up and they got a cardio room. And then you go up and then like the 5th floor is it has a bar. So after you want to work out for young people, little flirty, a little get to know if you're single in town here and all that. So it's got a little bit of everything. What a place. So anyway, this lady's jumping up and down on one of those little trampolines, Woody. And now I don't know enough about Pilates. My wife does. I never ask her about her. I go, nicely say, hey, you have a good workout? She goes, yeah, it was great. I had a different instructor. I go, great. But I really never ask her, about what do you do in those damn things, So anyway, this lady's there's 20 of them set up out in front here. And this lady's jumping up and down and going side to side. And I go, oh, I get it, man. It's balance and really good for you. I guess as you get older, probably be real good. But, so next thing I know, she got a class and she's got 20, a little bit of everything, both men and women, different ages out there, all jumping up and down on these things. Some kind of outdoor Pilates thing that they do with these little miniature trampolines. Everybody's jumping up and down and side to side. So I don't know, Woody, did I get you excited about trying Pilates or no?
I'm not familiar with this workout. I don't,
That's an Omar.
Little trampolines.
That's
well, I was going to ask you if you ran into Omar by any chance, because we talked to him after we spoke to you yesterday, and he is doing the bus tour around the city. Like he wants to see all the monuments and museums and stuff like that. So I told him to try and track you down because you were looking for someone to do that with.
No, that's not true.
You don't want to see like Lincoln Memorial or
I've done that. It's not my first rodeo up here, and I have done that, and we have walked around, and I spent the day looking at everything, and it was nice, and it was great, but I'm fine. I'm fine out here.
You're gonna make Omar go by himself?
Yeah, I think he's fine. I did see him yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. They had the players all spread out, and they were talking all over the place, and plus, there are a lot of people there from they had all their season ticket holders and suite holders out there yesterday as well. So I didn't get to see him. No, I did not see Omar yesterday. And,
all right, well, check in with him today because I think his bus tour is today.
The bus tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's into that stuff, man. It's cool. Like, you got to do touristy stuff when you're in town, right? A little bit.
That's fine.
Why don't you do your trampoline workout?
Maybe I'll do the track. I am going over there because they said if you guys want to come over there. I haven't had a smoothie forever. I've had a smoothie, and I went over there 2 nights in a row to grab a smoothie before I went.
You're not a smoothie guy?
I like them. They're great.
Oh, I go to Smoothie King all the time. We love
You
that
do?
place. Yeah. Love Smoothie King.
I tried it for a while. It's just they're good though. Hey, I got no problem with them.
Delicious.
They're fantastic. Hey, how about tonight, man? It's finally here. First week of the preseason football. How about that? It all kicks off. Really starts tonight. 6 games tonight. And we'll be off. And some will be on national TV, I'm guessing, Thursday or Friday or Saturday. And NFL Network's back on Xfinity. I noticed on my TV before I left. So I'm guessing they're going to have some of those games for everybody. And so that should be kind of fun to watch and see what happens. By the way, anybody catch Mario and a little piece on ESPN last night? Thought that was kind of cool.
Well, it aired about 7:45 in the morning yesterday. So they had that slot. And then I just saw it aired about 20 minutes ago this morning.
Yeah, I saw it.
On again.
Right before. It was on this morning early.
Yeah, with Reese Davis eating Cuban food with Mario.
So the funny part is Reese tried, and he did a nice job, nicely asking about, hey, how do you feel about, basically what everybody's saying about you, and you're getting a player from here and you got a player from there. Like, hey, it's the way the system's set up, man. Basically, if you don't like it, fix it. But if these are the rules, man, and we're going to do it. We're not complaining. I'm not whining. Mario never whines about other coaches. He never comes out when he's got all these little head coaches going around bitching about something he's doing or watch out. When these teams have other problems, either they don't have enough money to go out and do it and get the players they want, but you can't complain in this system right now and the way it's set up. He's just playing the rules. Mario did not set up one rule that we're seeing right now. He did not set up one rule. If you don't like it, and whether you're a fan somewhere or you heard he called them, said, hey, they're saying it's so, but he asked nicely, and Mario just said, hey, man, we do it a certain way down here. We play within the rules, and we're going to keep doing it that way as long as if they basically said the same thing. If you don't like it and you don't like the way it is, don't bitch to me. You saw that thing got turned down, right? That thing didn't pass. All that talk about the SEC and the Big Ten, and they wanted to do it this way and only this way. And then they had Nick up there trying to, give him the hard sell about our game's a mess. You're letting it get away from us. Do something. Help us. Nothing passed. So they go, okay, another year.
Yeah. So I had Donna with me yesterday, Joe, and, we talked about all this stuff, and we talked about, conference realignment, which seems like it's imminent, right? Like that's going to happen at some point here.
He thinks it's going to happen too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think everyone thinks it's going to happen. It's at some point it's going to happen, right? Like teams are going to try to move around. But look, the bottom line was we reached this conclusion too. I know you're on board with this. About 3 weeks from now, we're going to play games, and we won't have to worry about
nobody will care.
The off-season stuff with guys betting on their own teams or money and all this crazy stuff that goes on during these off seasons now. Like we're going to play games and no one will even think about it anymore. Like that's the good thing. We're close.
Yeah. Once the games start, nobody's going to go, wow, they spend this much and we don't. And
yeah,
because now I'm starting to hear that bitching about Miami spends a lot of money. Yeah. And guess what?
A lot of schools are, though.
And everybody used to rip them that they didn't spend any money and they couldn't keep coaches. And Miami has sat back. I had a long talk with Mark Richt. I guess it's all right to say this. So Mark Richt's the coach who if you know Mark Richt, he's about as straight up a guy as you can get. Full, like nothing fake Christian about him. He is an unbelievable man who I've known since he spent a camp with the Miami Dolphins. He was there when I don't know what year I was in, but he came in for a camp and then made a good decision to become a coach and did it with Florida State and Georgia and then came down here to Miami and everything. And so we were talking in the back. We're at a function. I was emceeing a function, and he said, hey, you got a second? I want to talk to you in the back about some things. I said, I knew. Yeah. What's going on? He goes, about the frustration of, we're just limited on money. And And he said, this probation thing that we were on, man, we got to play by the rules. We're being watched, and people are coming in here from other conferences, and a lot of stuff going on, and there's nothing we can do. And we had heard it from years, different people had said the SEC's coming in the last second grabbing players, and mostly SEC, to be fair to the Big Ten. But man, this is the system we have. And Mario said it more than once. I'd rather have the money over the table than under the table like it used to be. And listen, Mario's been around now. He's seen it. He's been in the SEC. He's been out to run that Oregon machine. And so he's been some different places. So now everybody's starting to bitch about him because they had a nice run last year. Their teams are starting to look like Big Ten and SEC teams. They're fast. They got big. They're skilled. And now everybody's whining about Miami. Are you kidding?
Well, so the other thing too, Joe.
That's the question he gets asked now. So now look at, you can spend whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want. You can't complain.
There's other schools that are spending all this money though. Miami's not the only one, and Miami might not be spending the most out of all these other programs. They should get some credit for picking the right guys too.
Yeah. Well,
it's not just about buying, the best players available. You got to buy the right guys, because I'm sure all these other schools, these SEC schools and Big Ten schools, are putting in as much, if not more money.
I don't know what the final number is on everybody. Obviously, Miami is very healthy with the money they're spending. But this is a system you have. And by the way, the other one that everybody's complaining about is this transfer portal. Don't blame Miami on this transfer portal. Don't blame them. Hey, they've lost some guys they wanted to keep, and they've been able to get some guys. But you can't complain about Mario and the transfer portal. To your point, number one, you got to hit on the right guys that come in and can play, especially if you take them from small schools. And second of all, this is a system everybody's playing with this. And with the transfer portal has been the tampering. And the tampering thing, listen, man, everybody needs to shut up, because everybody's tampering. And the teams are going, no, we're not tampering. Yeah, but the guys on your team, they have marketing guys that are tampering. They're going around going, hey, I'm not happy with my 200. Can you get me more and more playing time somewhere else? Yeah, I'll check it out. It's part of the game. Tampering is never going away in this system they have now. It's not going away.
No. But this system, Joe, is the end result of jumping into something without making any rules to start. Right? They opened the floodgates right at the beginning. There were no rules, and now it's gotten out of control. And the problem now is I don't know how you go backwards in time and start to fix things. It's almost like it sounds like what they're trying to do in baseball. All of a sudden now you want a salary cap with teams that are spending $1 zillion. How are you going to start capping the money, and who's going to enforce it? How are you going to stop other people from giving kids money? I have no idea how you stop any of this stuff.
Even if you stop schools and you can control what the schools, and you want to see their numbers at the school, which you can do, you can't stop the outside world and the alums and boosters, and you can't stop them from doing deals with these players. You can't. And it's going to be impossible.
They couldn't get a guy who bet on his own team suspended. Brandon Sorsby was cleared to play.
Yeah. No,
they couldn't even enforce the most basic rule that you should have in sports. Right? So, don't bet on your own team. That's a pretty basic one, and they couldn't even enforce that.
So we're flying up, and we got into this whole discussion with a bunch of, obviously, guys who are really into college football, and so some of the young guys are coming from different schools. And the guy sitting me was an Ohio State guy, and he goes, "Hey, Miami tried to get Jeremiah Smith." I go, "Yeah, they did try to get him. They came up just short out of high school. Last second decision. Jeremiah Smith decided he wasn't feeling that Miami's where it needed to be, so he decided to go to Ohio State. A great decision. I mean, it's been wide receiver U. I don't have a problem. He's going to be a 3-year, and if he stays healthy, he's going to be a top 5 pick. He would have been a top 5 pick last year. He been a top 5 pick probably as a freshman. He's that good. And now Jeremiah comes out in the offseason again after Miami beats him. And I love him, man. I hope maybe someday he's on this team here with the Miami Dolphins. But he's going, yeah, they are. So everybody's going, yeah, because he comes out and says Miami made him a big offer, but he decided not to do it. I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't ask Mario. I don't know. Paying Malachi's probably making a good dollar right now himself with the other guys they have. And then we got the quarterback at Pitt who's coming out and telling his coach, hey, Miami made me a big offer. You're going to have to match or I'm going to leave. I don't know if these are true or not. Great leverage, though. great move. Because you know what it did? You saw what Pitt did. They gave him the money. Whatever it was, that number, they gave it to him. So, okay. So these players are the winners. There's no question about it. These players are big winners on this. And again, I don't know if Miami wanted the Pitt quarterback. I don't know how they felt about him. I haven't seen him play that much. He obviously, how good was he when Miami beat the crap out of him? I don't know. They hammered him. So anyway.
What a system, Joe.
Yeah, man. No, it's
it doesn't matter though. In a few weeks we'll play games and no one will care.
No. And you know what? That's the good news. There was nobody at the national championship game or any of those games going, man, look at this. Only thing maybe everybody had in common is everybody spending money that had teams in those playoffs, right? Except the two small schools that got hammered in the first round.
They're still spending money too, just not as much. Everyone's trying, Joe.
Everybody's trying.
Everyone's trying in one way or another. North Carolina's spending a lot of money, just maybe in the wrong places.
You know what's crazy, though, is that thing got turned down. We didn't even talk about it. They tried to get it done before they didn't pass after all that. And they're saying SEC and Big Ten agree that they're good with it. It's not perfect, but they can accept it. And then it didn't pass. They didn't get enough votes. Anyway, crazy stuff. All right, we got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff to get you caught up on the injury bug up here, as well as who's playing well. And when we come back, we're going to have, I believe, Kyle Graff's going to be with us. Have a little Kyle with us and talk to him. He was up here yesterday as well. So we'll have that for you coming up in just a moment. But first, before we do all that stuff, want to take a second this morning to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. Oh, my gosh. When it comes to being one of the top sports medicine programs, we are very lucky to have this program because you can only be a top sports medicine program when you have a lot of elite specialists for every part of the body. Hey, man, injuries happen. Always seems to be a little bit different injury, but when you have doctors is good and specialists is good for every part of the body, knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles doctors. And then people ask me, where do the pros go? I go, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, Miami Dolphins, FIU, FA. I can go on and on about all the different schools and professional teams, high school, college, and professional athletes that are going to Baptist Health South Florida. Hey, we know one thing. When you're competitive, it doesn't matter what age, and you play a sport a lot, you're going to get injured. It's just part of being an athlete. You will get injured sooner or later, and then you call Baptist Health South Florida. Great facilities as well. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables. Hard Rock Stadium next to the Miami Dolphins training facility. And 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. Saw Dr. Swartzen running around yesterday. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho the next time you get injured.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed
facebook.com/romlatam for details.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall. Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV. In stock and on sale now. Call 305-KENDALL today.
Stop and Go traffic continues this morning. Traveling in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by Wild Fork Foods. Slow moving, traveling along I-95. There is an accident southbound at Florida's Turnpike. Has 2 left lanes blocked. Also dealing with some backup along the Palmetto westbound at 47th Avenue to 67th Avenue and slow moving along the Turnpike. This is slowing you down northbound from Biscayne Drive to the Don Shula Expressway. That's traffic. I'm Aliyah Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market, now open in Davie. Back to school mornings and weeknight dinners are easier with Wild Fork. Stock up on breakfast maple patties, Carolina ground turkey, chicken nuggets, and creamy mac and cheese. Great food, premium quality, and wild prices every day at Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market. Coming soon to Hialeah.
Cool ways to listen to us.
Okay, I'd like to hear them then.
On FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. We are going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Toyota of Hollywood.com. Joe, take it away.
All right, Woody, thank you. And joining us this morning is Kyle Krabs, Locked On Dolphins, does a great job, and had a chance to stand next to him. Except that man was running from field to field, checking both the offense and defense yesterday for the Dolphins. Good morning, brother. Did you get home okay?
Yep, I made it home. Looks like you got one heck of a cozy bed situation behind you here on the in the hotel, checking you out on the YouTube channel, brother. What's going on,
Hey,
man?
you know what? I needed 2 bedrooms about 40 years ago, not now. It's okay. There's no reason to say that. There's no reason to say that. Hey, I want to ask you, first of all, was yesterday, it was kind of what I thought was going to happen with the veterans, the free agents they have, their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, coming back. What was your thoughts on what you saw? Were you disappointed, or was it pretty much what you thought you would see?
Yeah, I think it's a good perspective to come out of a practice like that, where the Dolphins have the youngest roster in football and the Commanders have the oldest roster in football. There's a lot of experience on that roster, and they are a team that's spent in free agency. They really loaded up the defense. They kind of came out with guns blazing as far as they showed a lot of pressure looks. They got after you. Dolphins kind of banged up, don't have a lot of depth to begin with, and it felt like where Washington really had their visible wins was some pretty significant amounts of spaces to play on the back end in coverage, where the Dolphins are missing a lot of their guys that you're hoping when the regular season rolls around, those guys will be playing. So I think the thing that said it the most for me was Jeff Hafley before the practice said, I'm not trying to manufacture free runners. I want to see who can get off the blocks, who can tackle, who can play with technique and fundamentals. We're generally going to play base offense and base defense. And I thought when I had that perspective from Hafley and then I watched that practice play out, I say, it certainly felt that way, that their evaluation and what they were trying to take out of that practice was just a core fundamental who is executing what we're calling type of approach.
It's funny you said that, because I agree. They seemed to throw the ball when we went zone. They found big holes, and the man-to-man coverage, their adjustments, their receivers made some nice catches, and in the red zone they made some nice catches in the back of the end zone. So their crowd was all lathered up. I want to ask you about the other side of the football, because people have been asking me about the offensive line. So I thought maybe the offensive line on the left side was a little better than the right side. What did you see yesterday?
Yeah, I would generally agree. I was honestly expecting a little bit more room to run than what the Dolphins had, as far as some of the best plays where we got to see Malik Willis use his legs where he was flushed out. Washington's defense played this practice very aggressive, and they had linebackers getting down in the holes very fast. So, if they're going to sit here and tee off and come downhill and you're running your base offense and you're running into it, it's probably not going to look that good. Now, did they get whitewashed and blown back into the backfield? Absolutely not. I think physically they held their own. I think where some of their runs kind of got bottled up was on the front end when you're trying to get to the edge. It felt like they didn't have a lot of success resetting the edge on the line of scrimmage. So that could be combination blocks, that could be the tight end, that could be the fullback, and then they're trying to make this fullback pop. And Ben Sims was listed as the first team fullback, but he's not practicing right now. So I think the physicality. I thought the one-on-ones, the Dolphins offensive line, when they did O-line, D-line one-on-ones, I thought those guys performed relatively well in that group. I thought Caden Proctor got beat by Javon Kinlaw in his first rep, and Jonas Vainai lost to Deron Payne on his first rep, but they both bounced back and I thought did well on their second rep. So that was one where I thought the individual performances in a standalone had me feeling better than the execution of the entirety of the offense. And again, it's very difficult when you're field level and there's two fields going on for me to confidently say definitively, this is why that happened.
What do you think of Chop? Everybody's always watching Chop. He looked super quick yesterday. He did. I thought he looked a little more physical. What do you think of Chop?
I thought Chop was one of the better individual standout performers. I had him and Caleb Douglas were my top performers on either side of the ball. Yeah. So Chop certainly he got some good work with Josh Connerly, who's a first-round draft choice at offensive tackle with Washington. Obviously, we didn't get the Laramie Tunsil measuring stick, but I thought he got his fair share of wins, and he was quite present and persistent around the football. So if you're looking for, hey, who individually the assignments that we gave them do we feel like executed, I feel like Chop Robinson. I would imagine when the coaching staff sits down, watch the practice tape, and they assess what the practice was, they're looking at Chop and they're feeling good about what he put on tape.
Yeah, man, I tell you, he I was watching him around the hotel. He's just got a lot more confidence. He's aware of everything, by the way. He knows I'm a third-year first-round pick out of Penn State, but he is. I think he's accepted it, and he just seems to feel better about himself. I just see a guy with a lot more confidence that I wasn't so sure about here at times last year, for sure. Hey, you mentioned Caleb Douglas. I'm with you, standing over there with you. He seemed to be the one guy. And one of my biggest disappointments, I'm not seeing our receivers getting open enough and stuff. But Caleb Douglas, I thought, had a really nice day and had some receptions and just seems to getting better and better. Still got to run some routes better and set guys up better. But what do you think of Caleb Douglas? You just said he's one of your best performers. But there for a minute, I thought he was the only one.
He had three chunk plays in the passing game. One was a corner route that the Dolphins team, actually they put the video of that rep on their social media yesterday after practice. But then he had a kind of like a timing, like deep slant or glance that was into the middle of the field that Willis put in between two zone defenders. He put it low and away, put it essentially on his back hip. And Caleb kind of goes down to the ground and catches it where it needed to be with where there were a couple of defenders to thread the needle there. And then in the final team period where they were starting on the plus 25 and trying to get into the end zone, he had a contested catch over the middle where he had to elevate, extend, and attack the football, and he had somebody draped on his back. And those are areas for Caleb. Like if he's able to consistently win in that regard, I think it dramatically changes. The film of Texas Tech, he wasn't particularly consistent with contested catches. So we've seen it in camp in Miami for a couple weeks. Now we had a chance to see it against Washington. I like the trend there. I really do.
So I got to ask you about the rest of the group because you can't just play with one wide receiver. And hopefully, Kyle, I know you're not a doctor and you definitely don't try to play one like I do from time to time. But boy, I tell you what, we're getting a big tease from that big body guy out of Louisville when he comes back. But for now, you see anything else out of the wide receiver? I just feel like overall we got to get more out of that group. You just can't play with 9 guys. You got to play with 10 and 11.
Yeah, so this for me goes back to a one-on-one period. I thought Malik Washington ran nice routes and had some good success in the one-on-one period. But then when you got to the team periods in the 7-on-7, I thought he didn't have his best day. And he was kind of at the catch point on what ended up being the interception by Mike Sandersill, where he was in the flat kind of squatting on it. And he just, frankly, beat Malik Washington to the football at the catch point on what was a tight window throw, but an ambitious throw. And we've seen Malik Willis hit some of those throws in Dolphins camp. So that play, that same final team period where he got a target on when they got backed up, they took a penalty and they got backed up and they threw a ball outside the numbers to Malik on the outside and he couldn't get any separation there. That's where, for me, like, if you can get a Chris Bell potentially, I do think Malik Washington's twitchiness becomes a lot more attractive to play in the slot where you naturally get more space as compared to being an outside receiver. So that's obviously predicated on whether it's Jalen Tolbert, or who's had a very quiet start to camp, or Tutu Atwell as a vertical guy who's just running the vertical stuff and he's had a quiet camp, or Chris Bell, who are waiting to come back from injury, who's obviously a big physical guy that you could play on the outside because of how physical he is. I think you have to see something else develop to put Malik individually in the slot. Otherwise, he's going to be one of the top two guys. And then I think guys that can lock down on the outside and have length and physicality, just with how Malik is built, I think you would have some more natural challenges there. You might have to have him be a guy that runs a lot of the motions to get some more free releases at the line of scrimmage.
And on top of that, Kevin Coleman is still injured, which is not helping the situation at all. But I do want to ask you about Malik, because I've been telling everybody, like, look, man, he needs help. I said yesterday, I started this morning, Malik cannot do this by himself for everybody, because everybody's just going to watch Malik. Oh, he didn't complete the pass. Oh, Malik, that's on him. That's on him. He needs some help. And that's running game, that's pass protection, and that's definitely finding some guys that he can trust besides just going to Caleb Douglas, who, by the way, it's clear to me that is his go-to guy right now when practice gets. That's the guy he's going to. But, we can't. What do you think of Malik overall?
I thought he didn't have his sharpest day. I think even just kind of when practice was getting started, kind of the consistency of the placement for where the football was being delivered to his targets, and even just in when they were just getting started. Now, threw some nice balls in the one-on-one period, but it looked like the clock was sped up a little bit, in my opinion. There were some forced off my spot. I've got my eyes down the field. I'm trying to use my legs, but play smart and not do anything crazy or reckless. And it looked like there were a couple of those decisions he kind of saw, like, he saw it either late or he tried to react fast, and it kind of took away from the precision. So I think I didn't think that the interception that ended up happening was necessarily a bad decision. I thought it was an ambitious throw, but he has that club in the bag, so you can go to that every once in a while. But it's not like we could sit back there and bake a cake yesterday. There was a lot of times where our process was sped up a lot with how aggressive and the blitzes that Washington brought throughout the course of practice.
Yeah. There was, at times you couldn't even get the Dunkin' Donut for that quick coffee in the morning. No, I'm with you, man. To your point. Yeah, I got you. Hey, any other guys you kind of like yesterday watching that kind of stood out that you took notes of besides just a handful of I thought, by the way, just watching, I know this Jacob Rodriguez, Tyrell Dotson is pretty tight right now. I thought Rodriguez, man, is just getting more and more comfortable. What do you think?
Yeah, he was around the football a lot. Felt like every time I was looking over there, 10 was around the ball. So I think we're trending in a direction for Rodriguez to eventually seize that spot. It's just, does it happen in time for week one? But I'm intrigued by Caden Wallace, the offensive lineman who they traded for at the beginning of the week. He had a couple reps. He said after practice it was the first time he'd taken tackle reps in like a year and a half. And he had a really nice, it's called a snatch trap technique, where you get your hands up on the guy's pads and he tries to play you with power and extend his arm, and you use his momentum against him, and you kind of yank him down and pull him face first into the ground. And he had a rep like that in the one-on-one period. So for a guy that hadn't been playing tackle to come out there and have a rep like that really kind of popped to me. So I'm certainly intrigued there. He has physical ability. So he was one that I had kind of written down in the notes that, like, man, I'm hoping they get him up to speed here so we can get him out here for the preseason game and get a bunch of reps, because he's obviously behind the eight ball and only getting traded here this week. But he's a compelling player, and I certainly think it felt like square peg, round hole from the jump in New England. So maybe the fresh start's exactly what he needed.
I think you'll agree with me. The front end's got talent potential. It's just how quickly it develops, and the back end is a little thin. Would you agree with that? Of this potential roster is going to be thin at certain positions.
Yeah, I think that was one of the storylines yesterday. Was like, okay, this group's young, but they also if their depth gets tested, they're going to be in a tough spot. And I think yesterday's practice was a great illustration of that, where they just had a bunch of guys down in the defensive secondary, and the guys that are stepping up into elevated roles, it's tough. I mean, we're talking about Nick McLeod and Miles Battle and Major Burns, and these guys are out there with Ethan Robinson. Like, these guys are out there with the first group at a period of time. So that, I think it really underscores that, as you get through the waiver wire process here, you might have some churn and burning and turn some new guys over onto this roster. And this season is the ceiling of it is probably going to be at mercy of, are the position rooms that you get hit the heaviest with injuries positions and there's a handful of them where they do have depth, but there's a lot of them where they don't have depth.
Yeah. Kyle, thank you, man. I appreciate it. No, you've been busy the last 24 hours. Thanks for finding time for us, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. You too.
All right. Kyle Krabs, Locked On Dolphins. Got to check him out. Always great stuff that he puts together. Hey, summer's upon us, and Dr. Barry's team at Recovery Unplugged has your back. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space to heal with music-based care that hits the right note. If you're going through anxiety and depression right now, and just something happened in your life and you just can't get out of it, you're in a funk and you can't get out of it, and you need help, your friends have told you need help, or you know somebody going through it, please tell them about Dr. Barry and the work they're doing at Recovery Unplugged. I promise you, it is unbelievable. Spent a few hours over there to see it. I wanted to see the program, man, before I talked about it. And they accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. This summer, heal out loud.
Odyssey Stars and Strings, presented It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, we're going to do some quick headlines here. Hollywood Dan Day along with you. Joe will be back momentarily. We're going to have Pete Prisco from CBS Sports stop by. First, though, Dan, let people know we do have our contests going right now. First off, we have Odyssey and our sister station Kiss Country presents Stars and Strings this November at Hard Rock Live at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, featuring Lee Brice, Kane Brown, Brantley Gilbert, Brandon Lake, and Steven Wilson Jr. We've got a chance for you to win tickets and go. Text the word drummer to 20357. That is drummer to 20357, and you are entered. For more information, you can go to WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Do not text and drive. And Dan, we also have our contest up on the WQAM website, WQAM.com. Go to the contest page, and we have the Hobby Card Show coming up this weekend. It'll be at the Broward County Convention Center. The hobbycardshow.com is where you can get tickets to this one. I personally will be setting up a table here, selling some cards and different stuff. So we're going to. Oh, Joe is back with us here, Joe. Welcome back. But we're setting up shop for this thing this weekend. Myself, Leon, Max, the whole family. We're gonna be out there and selling whatever we can. We do have some Joe Rose autographs that I think will fly off the shelf. So we have those as our featured items. So
bring a quarter, you can have them.
Yeah. So anyway, you can go to the WQAM contest page right now and you can register. We got a couple of VIP tickets for you, and also a meet and greet and autograph with Bam Adebayo, who's going to be out there and signing for people. A lot of people, Joe, going to be signing at this event. So we got.
Go ahead, give me that lineup of running backs. Go ahead.
All right, you got Frank Gore, you got Najee Davenport, Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Ricky Williams, among others here. You're gonna have the cast of the Sandlot's gonna be out there. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend, and a lot of cards, man. A lot of cards at the Broward County Convention Center. So it's gonna be a great event. Hope to see everyone out there, man. Should be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna be, by the way, calling in. Dan's got his weekend show, so I'm gonna be calling in on Saturday, giving a live update on how everything's going out there.
All right. You hoping to sell cards? Are you buying them, or what are you gonna do?
I'm hoping to leave it with a profit, not a. Now the problem is the kids. Leon already asked me, can I walk around and see what everyone's got? And so I don't want to lose money at this thing. Ideally, I'd rather not buy more than I sell.
Well, you got any high-end cards, or you have like $20 cards, or
I have Joe Rose cards.
Will you stop with that? You say somebody else's name, please. Somebody else.
That's about the most autographs I have.
Jeez. Go ahead.
All right, let's get to some headlines here. We have Russell. Don't call me Westbrook. Announced his retirement after 18 NBA seasons. Joe,
why you gotta take a shot at the guy? The guy just had a great Hall of Fame career.
He did.
And
do you know, by the way, that he has the most career triple doubles? Do you know that?
Not surprised.
Yeah, he has 209.
He won MVP one year at Oklahoma City with that.
You know who's number 2 on that list?
I'm guessing the big man in Denver. No, I don't know.
Yeah, the overweight guy in Denver is
that's
number
right.
2.
Except when you want to go up and get your kids a picture with him and stuff, and he's real nice to your family, and you're sitting there blasting him every time about he's not athletic.
He was nice to Leon. So is the FSU coach, though. A lot of people have been nice to him lately. Oscar Robertson's number 3 on that list, followed by Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and Jason Kidd. Westbrook also has the NBA single season record for triple doubles. He had 42 in a season.
Damn.
What
if they could have kept that team together? Does it ever win? Or now that we know the personalities of Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, it would have never.
They probably would have gotten one, I would think. They had other players on the team who were good too. Yeah, it wasn't just those 3.
But we did find out those 3 are.
They became a little bit rough.
Could have never stayed together. That just didn't look like a team. The way Westbrook plays and the way Harden plays probably wouldn't have worked. Anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of someone who's racked up big numbers, the Browns have named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback for the preseason opener. Shador Sanders is going to start the second preseason game at home, and I guess they're going to alternate back and forth here because the Browns just are
it's the weirdest thing
complete
I've
mess.
ever seen, except for last year when they had like 9 quarterbacks. This is a strange one. All of a sudden, a guy that they have shut down with injuries and stuff and more massages than any man should ever have, the way he was doing them. And he had a chance to start at age 30.
So, Joe, here's the question. All right, and I don't know if we can bet on this, but does Deshaun Watson, does he finish his Cleveland Browns career with more touchdowns or lawsuits? 26 women filed civil lawsuits against him.
26?
26.
So you ask him
he had met with at least 66 women for massages during a 17-month.
So when they decide like 40 were lying?
I don't know, but
settled.
Can he throw more than 26 touchdown passes? What ends up being a bigger number? Touchdown passes or lawsuits?
Lawsuits.
As the Massage King rolls on there. All right, our final one here in the headlines. Jaden Daniels sent a cease and desist to LSU after they gave this quarterback his number. He was like really upset about this. There was a statement that the Daniels family, not just him, Joe, the Daniels family is deeply disappointed and feels profoundly disrespected by LSU's decision to give Jaden's number to another player. Jaden and his family had every reason to believe that his number would remain a meaningful part of his LSU legacy and would be honored and protected in recognition of his extraordinary contributions to the university. Goes on to say Jaden made it clear he did not want his number given to another player, and he believed his wishes would be respected. So he basically told LSU, you guys cannot use my face on anything anymore.
Wow. You saw how involved his mother's everything, his agent.
Yeah, I saw that from the show. Yep.
She's very, very involved in everything. Sounds like a sharp lady. So at everything, she goes to everything. Yeah, made herself an NFL agent as well. So, ooh, man, that didn't end. That's not going to end well. That's a bad look.
Is he out of his mind, though? Like, is it really that big of a deal? Someone else wear your number?
So are you telling me they told him they're going to retire his number and then they...
So LSU has a thing where if you play, they said you're eligible to have your jersey retired if you play. I guess I was like 4 years there, but also if you have some sort of extraordinary accomplishment like winning a Heisman. I don't know, man. I was very sensitive about this. Like, is it that disrespectful to give a guy your number? I don't know. By the way, schools can't retire every single number of like guys that do great stuff. Like,
how about this though? How about they call him? Let me go down the middle here for a little chip shot. How about calling the guy and go, hey man, got a really good player. He'd love to have your uniform, your jersey. Are you cool with it? It'd mean a lot, and we can get, did they try?
They might have done that. I don't know. Maybe he said no, and they just said screw. Well, Lane Kiffin doesn't look like he's worried about pissing anyone off. So,
yeah. By the way, you don't want one of the best young quarterbacks in football. Salty. That's not good for recruiting down the road. Just not.
All right, we got to get to Pete Prisco.
All right, that sounds good, man. We'll go to break here, but before we do, Woody, and we get to Pete, I want to talk about ED and low T and how's your sex drive and your energy level. And if it's not where it needs to be, Atlantic Men's Clinic is for you like it is for me. 2 years, man, 2 years, full-blown ED and low T. I'm not proud of it. I'm just getting to the facts. And I was sitting there scratching my head with no sex drive whatsoever. And energy level was all I want to do is sleep on the weekends. Like, oh, I'm really tired. And, oh, man, I must have worked hard. And wife's going, come on, what's going on? You're not that old. What are you doing? And you gained some weight. You're just – so anyway, I finally went to Atlantic Men's Clinic, and I got great results. And I've been telling everybody for a couple of years now, man, you get your your PSA test done. You get all that stuff. You meet with their professional staff. They took a look at your numbers, and they put you on a program that's perfect for you to get great results quickly. That's what it's all about with 7 locations. And, man, 2 years, I feel so good. So good, and I know you will too. If you're going through it, happens to every guy out there. It's going to happen. ED and low T is just part of life for a man. You're going to have it. Sometimes early 40s, sometimes 50s, sometimes it's going to happen, though. Doesn't matter who you are. It's going to happen. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. Call 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. It works. Check it out.
Baseball coverage on WQAM is presented by Xfinity. Score the
Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVW.com. The Marlins have now won 4 in a row, downing the Pirates 8-2 last night. They play again today at 1:10. Miami has rewarded basketball coach Jay Lucas a 5-year extension. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, and Messi played following his father's death, but Inter Miami fell to Liga MX's León and has been eliminated from League's Cup play. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the storm. Get your free roof and window estimate at 954-968-8155. Going to be hot in the 90s today, slight chance of rain. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Well, welcome back in here on QAM. We're going to head right back out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com. Joe, take it away.
All right, let's go right to it. Pete Prisco making his NFL rounds. CBS Sports senior NFL columnist joins us. Pete, good morning, brother. How you doing? And thanks for being with us.
What's up, Joe? Joe, I see I shamed you into changing your commercial. You've been foolish with commercial.
Hey, you know what? You and about 25 other, and I finally go, hey, man, let's run the one where I'm not yapping when I'm not supposed to be yapping, please. Because thank you very much for noticing, though, Pete. You're paying it. You and Jimmy friggin' Johnson are the two guys that are the worst. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Hey,
good. I'm glad they don't make you look like an idiot anymore.
Hey, I can do it on my own. I got more people.
Right?
I'm out playing
too.
the village tennis, and they go, did you know? I go, I know. It was, and she goes, well, why would you do that? I go, oh, because more people know. I was coming up with all kinds of crap. This just to look like such a moron. Hey, so Kyler Murray gets a start. Were you surprised? And boy, they made that decision early.
No, I was not surprised. I think the moment they signed him, I think he was going to be the starting quarterback. And look, you had a little bit of a competition, but unless J.J. McCarthy truly wowed them, I don't think it was going to be one of those situations where he was going to be the starting quarterback, and he clearly did not. And so I think Kyler Murray's the right decision. I think see what he can do, see if he fits into what Kevin O'Connell wants to do in that offense. And Kevin O'Connell clearly doesn't think that J.J. McCarthy is. And by the way, everybody always talks about, well, Kevin O'Connell fixes every quarter. Look, he's a quarterback fix. He fixes everybody. Well, he didn't fix J.J. McCarthy, did he?
No.
So is that telling about J.J. McCarthy, or is maybe he's not the great quarterback fixer that everybody thinks he is? So we'll see. If Kyler Murray plays well, then maybe he is.
How you reading into Tua getting the start for the Falcons in this first preseason game? Michael Penix, I guess Penix still not completely healthy, but I think Tua's going to start the season for him. What do you think?
I do too. And you know what? I, as critical as I've been of Tua in his career, I think this is a great opportunity for him to go in there and maybe, resurrect his career. And, Kevin Stefanski's a good offensive coach. I think, this might be a situation with those playmakers around him where he actually has an opportunity to make some plays. So I think it's a good chance for him to take over as the starter, win the job, and maybe prove to people that he's, a better quarterback than what you saw the last couple of years in Miami. So I agree with you. I think he will be the starting quarterback, and I think if he plays well, he's going to be the starting quarterback all season.
How does this thing end? Why is it every time Cleveland has a competition, I just feel like it's partially dysfunctional no matter who the coach is? Do you look at it that way? Again, this year, it's just this whole thing, Deshaun Watson and everything else is just weird.
Because this year is all about getting to next year. And again, when I look at this situation, Deshaun Watson's not going to be there next year. But again, is Shedeur Sanders any good? That's the question. And so they're having a quarterback competition, but the quarterback competition is going to come down to who they draft next year, because I don't think either one of those guys or Dylan Gabriel is the long-term answer. So you got to play throughout the season. I think the veteran gives you a better chance to stay competitive in games. And that's kind of the rub. Todd Monken's in a tough situation. You're taking over a team that doesn't have a quarterback, and yet they're going to want you to be competitive. So how do you stay competitive? I don't think wins and losses matters for that team. I think being a tough, physical, feisty team until you get your quarterback next year. And like I always say, if you're a Browns fan, hook 'em horns, because you should be watching the Texas Longhorns this year.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I can't get a read on all these quarterbacks coming back from last year. We thought we were going to come out in the draft, decided more, and some other guys decided to go back to college. You think Manning's clearly, we haven't played yet this year, but he's going to be the first quarterback of the batch taken?
I think he will be. And again, he showed improvement as he went throughout the season last year, was really good down the stretch, has all the tools, and I think he will be the number one pick. Now, is he a clear-cut number one pick? No, I don't think there is. And by the way, there are a lot of really good quarterbacks in this class. This class is loaded. So if you're the Browns and you're sitting there and you got an opportunity to get your guy for the future, you're going to have a bunch of guys to pick from. I mean, the kid at Miami's a good player. Mensah's a good player. I mean, there's a lot of really good quarterbacks in this draft class. And so, you go around, C.J. Carr at Notre Dame, the kid at Ohio State. You got Mestamaker at I don't know if you've seen him play when he was at North Texas. He can rip it. He's going to Oklahoma State, and he's going to be a guy that might be in the mix as well. So Dante Moore, like you said, there's a lot of guys. So if you're the Browns, just navigate through this season. They've had 2 really good drafts with young players. And I think they're going to get their quarterback next year.
All right, so you spent some time in Buffalo, and I got to ask you before we get to on the field, was the stadium that bad as everybody was writing about? Is there really that many bad seats?
You know what, Joe? I was in Rochester because, they train in Rochester, so I didn't go to the stadium. But, obviously there's some sightline issues. And how do you build that stadium?
How's that happen? Yeah.
It can't happen. You just can't allow it to happen. So they have some things to fix, and if not, then they're going to have some problems with some of those season ticket holders. But in talking to guys up there, which I found pretty amazing, they have the personal seat licenses like a lot of these stadiums do, and they sold them. And I didn't think that Buffalo was one of those markets that would be able to handle that type of situation, but they clearly have. Yeah. And kudos to them because, it doesn't sound like it's, a big mega city, and it isn't, but, they get people from Toronto, they get people from all over that northern part of New York. And so I think that they did a good job. But again, the seats, boy, can you imagine you sit in your seat? Okay, I'm excited to go to the stadium. And you got a restricted view. That's terrible. No.
Can you imagine you look to the right and you can't see like the 20 in or something? Yeah, I'd be a little pissed off about my seat. Hey, I got to ask you though, I know you like them, and you think this could be the year for what they've added to this team to finally get over the hump. They've been so close to getting to Super Bowl a couple of times now.
Yeah, and again, I think it got stale. And we've been around teams, and you've been around this league long enough to know when, even if it's a great coach, sometimes it gets stale. Now, Sean McDermott did a hell of a job. He's a really good football coach, and he's going to get another job, and he's going to do a good job again. But it got predictable. Sean is one of those guys that, and he'll be the first one to tell you, I think, right now, you do what you do, and you don't do a lot of things differently. And when you play that style of defense, I go back to the playoff games against Denver. You're in 3rd and 10 late in the game, and you got to get a stop, and you win the game. And Bo Nix hits a shot for 12 yards against your soft passive zone defense. It's the same old story. And so now they get Jim Leonard, and they're going to be much more aggressive on that side of the ball. They're going to attack, which they need to do. They're going to be better doing things up front. This is the way the league is going right now. And so I think defensively they're going to be much better. I think offensively, I think Brady will let that guy cook a little bit more, and not James Cook. I'm talking about Josh Allen because, and this, anytime, and Josh Allen, by the way, is owned Miami, as you know, but anytime,
yes, I do.
Anytime you play that team and you line up and you say, okay, well, who do I want to beat me, James Cook or Josh Allen? You'd rather have James Cook beat you because Josh Allen's going to go nuts if you don't allow him to beat you. So I think Josh Allen's going to be freer, looser, and DJ Moore gives them a number 1 wide receiver, which they haven't had, which I think is going to be big for him.
Hey, I got to ask you about another guy they added that I thought was pretty good for us last year, Bradley Chubb. I mean, if there was 2 or 3 guys I could have kept, he was definitely on the list to keep. What kind of year you think he'll have on the outside for them?
Joe, pro's pro, as you know, and the guys are following him. They're following him around. The young defensive linemen are following him around and taking his lead, which is always a good thing. And so, look, is he ever going to be what he used to be back in the day? No, but he's a darn good football player, and he'll have some toughness. They also get that Michael Hoyt back, and they love him. He's a tough physical guy. Remember, he tore up his Achilles tendon last year. He's back. I think they're two young defensive linemen, Walker, who started a bunch last year, big physical guy in the middle of that line, and TJ Sanders, who was a little immature last year from what I heard. Now he's kind of developed. They're going to be much better up front, and Chubb gives them some juice. Chubb and Russo coming off the edge as the edge rushers, that's two big physical power players who gives them some juice and the ability to rush the passer. I think Buffalo's going to be much better on defense.
Beat the other team that everybody talks about, and they've had a very interesting offseason, is the Patriots, obviously, with everything that has gone on and how it's been handled and everything else. I think they could take a step back in wins and still have a better team than last year. Do you agree with that, or do you think they got some problems this year to come back a little bit?
Yeah, I think they come back a little bit. I think when you see a young team that wins a lot of close games against a weak schedule, then gets there, then all of a sudden you go, okay, are they ready to take the next step? And the answer for me is no. I don't think they are. I think they'll be good. They might win 9 games, but I don't think they're going to be close to what they were last year in wins. And I think Buffalo will win the division. But maybe they take a little bit step back this year and then go forward next year. But they're going to be well coached. You know that. They're going to be interesting with the quarterback. By the way, that quarterback down the stretch did not play that well. On into the playoffs, and against Buffalo in the second half, he wasn't good in that last game, and he didn't play very well in the playoffs. So there are concerns, but he was good last year for most of the season. But now the schedule gets tougher. Everything is a challenge when you're the Super Bowl team, and I think it's going to be tough for them to navigate through that.
All right, I know you're going to disagree with me on this next one. I think Seattle and LA Rams are clearly the two best teams in football right now, just off of what they did last year and what they look like right now. What do you think?
I don't know if I'm going to disagree with you on paper, Joe. I mean, look, the Rams on paper are the best team. No question about that. But on paper, you look at the history, how many times has the Super Bowl I think it's 4 times in the last 30 years that the Super Bowl favorite has won it. So
injuries happen, a lot of things. You're right.
Yeah. And not only that, here's the one thing that, and I say this a lot about the Rams. 2 things they had problems with last year. Cornerback play, they remedied it. They fixed it. They went and got Watson and McDuffie. They fixed their cornerback play. But the other thing that they had problems with that I don't think they fixed is a lack of speed. This is a league where speed, you need speed in your offense. As good as Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are, they don't run that well. You look at their backs. They're tough plotters, but they don't run that well. So I think that could ultimately be a problem for them. As far as Seattle, I think Seattle's going to be nasty on defense again. And I'm a big believer in that running back. They didn't, everybody, they lost Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP. That kid from Notre Dame, Price, is going to be a big-time player. And I think they're going to be able to be right there with the Rams again. So, yeah, on paper, they might be the 2 best teams in the league.
It's funny too. They've done a nice job of that Hard Knocks. Like you're watching that Seattle, and they're talking about different guys. You're going, oh damn, is he good? Oh damn, is that guy good? Oh damn, is that guy? Yeah, they got one hell of a feisty, nasty team.
John Schneider does a great job. I mean, think about it. He built the Legion of Boom, and now he built this one again. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's been a hell of a. He's kind of quirky. I like John, but he's a little loose and different than some of the other button-down GMs, and I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's done a fantastic job.
Pete, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on with me, bud.
No Dolphins talk. You don't want me to talk about tanking for next year or anything like that,
John? Hey, I haven't seen you out there, and I was like, every time I'm at practice, I go, damn, I wonder if Pete's coming today. Oh boy, I wonder if Pete's coming. Yeah, listen, it is development at its finest right now. It is developing young guys, and they got a little wake-up call yesterday against the Commanders of
But my wide receiver that I loved is killing it, right? Caleb.
Oh, by the way, I got to give you credit on that one. I knew you weren't going to let me off the hook. Maybe the best player on the team right now. Yesterday, he shined again. Doesn't matter who he plays against, and he's just getting better and better. He had 3 or 4 nice catches again yesterday in team stuff. Yeah. By the way, anybody was sleeping on him, and there were a lot of people saying, "Oh, why would they take him?" But you weren't one of them, my man. You were not one of them.
Nope, absolutely not. Maybe the Dolphins should hire me as a GM.
Yeah, don't start that.
By the way, I think this GM does a really good. I think he's doing a really good job. I think he's doing it the right way. I really do.
I do too. I like being around them. Hey, Pete, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Joe. Take care.
All right, see you later. Pete Prisco, CBS Sports, senior NFL columnist. We got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. Like starting with Chill Zone. How you doing with your house? Is air conditioning units? You know how this works. You run them hard. It's a hot, muggy summer. They break down. They just all break down. Nobody go, oh, mine never breaks down. They all break down. And when they do, are you happy with the service you've been getting, whoever you're using? Listen, it can be a dirty business. I know one thing, they're not very good about being on time. I get it. And if you are having that problem right now and you're looking for a new air conditioning company that, you can talk to the big boss when you need to, well, President Melissa De Verona handles all the calls, even with around the kids and her schedule. Takes your calls, sends out the crews that have a lot of experience, all of them. We got Michael been coming out to our house and take care of both my air conditioning units, and it's just great work. Listen, whether you need a new air conditioning unit, whether you need the one you have now serviced, you need duct cleaning or anything else, I want to tell you that Chill Zone Air Conditioning is a great way to go. And if you're looking for something brand new and a new experience, President Melissa De Verona and her team over there, family-owned and operated, will take great care of you to make sure you have a great experience in Dade and Broward County. Never a problem. If you're ready to make a change and you're fed up with what you're using now, 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. Go to chillzoneac.com. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. How about this? Being able to talk to the president of the company when you call. Sounds pretty good to me.
Dave Baseball.
She counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The burrito, it's fire.
Hi, this is Maya.
And I'm Antonio. And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito
is that it fuels our morning.
It's the full package.
You have the chicken, you have the eggs, and then you add these hash browns for a nice little crunch.
The chicken's always nice. It's crispy, it's juicy. And the cheeses, they melt together in a beautiful way.
And it gives me energy. It's perfect.
Order the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall. Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV. In stock and on sale now. Call 305-KENDALL today.
An accident traveling in Miami-Dade this morning. The traffic report is brought to you by Groovy Hughes Painting. Slow-moving traffic, I-95 southbound at Florida's Turnpike. It's affecting a left lane. Broward County seeing major backup along Florida's Turnpike southbound at US 441. An earlier accident still affecting two of those left lanes in the area. Also tapping those brakes along I-95 southbound from Hollywood Boulevard to Hallandale Beach Boulevard. That's traffic. I'm Amelia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Brought to you by Groovy Hughes Painting.
Need to refresh your home? Call Groovy Hughes Painting of Pompano Beach. From interior and exterior painting to cabinet refinishing and power washing, their team delivers beautiful results with professional service every step of the way. Call 954-909-3595 for a free estimate. When it's time to paint, let's get groovy.
Your favorite shows, the games of your favorite South Florida teams. We've got them
right here on the Q, baby.
Catch us on FM 104.3 or listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Don't miss a thing.
I've never seen a diamond in.
Going up.
Hey, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Thanks for being with us here. I'm in a hotel room up in Washington, but I am on the top floor, on the 14th floor up here, Woody. So it's a beautiful place outside. It was funny. I thought when they said something, you're going to be staying in Weston. I go, what? Weston? They go, no, Reston area. I go,
sounds like a place where you go to retire, right?
Yeah, no, but it is a nice brand new area up here. Damn, it's nice over here. Brand new Marriott, beautiful place, very, very nice. And actually, I got a really good nights of sleep here. So it doesn't
nice,
always happen.
Nice and quiet. It's nice and quiet in these hotel rooms, right?
Nice. Well, they put me up here where I wouldn't. This is actually not my room. So the Dolphins were trying to be real nice to me and go, you're real loud. And I go, yeah, I can't do it in my room. You're right. And they go, yeah, no, you're.
Well, I was going to ask you because I could see behind you, there's two, looks like double-sized beds. So I don't know if maybe you and Bo were sharing a room.
You can't let go, can you, man? You can't let
why
it go.
not, man? It's nice to share a room with your buddy.
I share a room
talk
with
to
him.
each other and, tell stories and fall asleep.
Oh, man, I goofed around like Jimmy was leaving last night. Jimmy said, I go, hey, man, I'll be to bed in a little while. Save a spot for me next to you. And, he's
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets on me. Why do you
Does he not like your brand of humor? Is he not?
Sometimes he does.
Okay.
My good old buddy likes it sometimes. And sometimes he says, I don't know how she puts up with it. Talking about Margaret.
Yeah, I figured.
How she puts up with it. Hey, listen, man, we got a lot of stuff. I want to thank Pete for going around the league. By the way, you think for you, Rams and Seattle, two best teams on paper right now? Obviously, Seattle just won the championship, and Rams played them the toughest of anybody in the playoffs.
Well, the Rams seem to have just, added and added and added.
Might have another piece coming soon.
Yeah, I know. The Rams are certainly up there. I think the Bills are in the conversation. I think the Chiefs are in the conversation. I know you're not very high on the Chiefs, but
what's really amazing? I don't think the Chiefs. I think Chiefs can finish third in the West.
Okay. But I just think it's counting Mahomes out is not something I'm willing to do.
I don't think it's him.
I know, but those guys can do a lot.
It's amazing when you look at Buffalo. Look how close they've been to going to 2 Super Bowls, right? The last few seconds against Kansas City, they totally screwed it up. Totally screwed that up to get close enough to kick a field goal. Should never happen. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Kelsey and Tyreek Hill both made plays and got it close enough. And he's one of the best kickers in football. Guy's phenomenal kicker. And then the crazy call last year at the end of the game. They fight their way back, and I'm still not sure about that call. I still, if I was to look at it with 20 other guys, we'd all have different take on it. Who should have?
Yeah, I think they're just trying. The NFL is just trying to hope they're hoping you forget about it. And just,
well, it was a catch,
but
was it interception or was it a reception? And so it's crazy. All right, so I got some stuff coming in about Malik Willis, and because you hear about the great quarterback class next year, I'll just say this: if they think Malik Willis is not the guy, and they really like what they've seen so far, considering what he has with them, the practices he's had, and everything else. He's got I'll just tell everybody that he's got a lot of physical talent. But he can't do it by himself. If you're sitting back and you're going, well, if he doesn't throw 28 or 29 touchdowns, or he's not going to throw that. He doesn't. There's not enough around him to throw 28 or 29 touchdowns. There's just not. There's not. And so somebody keep bringing up he was a backup for Tennessee and is a backup for Green Bay. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of both. I'm aware the Green Bay guys were with him and saw him up close every day. But if they don't think he's the guy, and we have the pick that a lot of people think we're going to have, and there's somebody that they think is better, they'll take him. And Malik will be on the team most likely next year with him, because of the amount of money actually won't kill you from a first round quarterback's making, with a big signing bonus up front. Doesn't kill the cap. So it would be open, but they really believe he's got a real good chance to be the guy, even with what he is working with and the development. And I think everybody's goal right now on this team is by the end of the year, I'm just talking here, this is my take, but I believe they believe it too, Caleb Douglas and Chris Bell, I don't know, November on, are your starting wide receivers on the outside. Your 2 third-round picks are your starting wide receivers. That's the most upside. That's the side of guys getting better, getting more confidence, 2 big guys. That would be
the issue becomes, Joe, is most people have seen of Malik Willis, a lot of people, right? And outside of people that go to practice, these videos that they keep putting out, and they show him doing stuff that's, impressive, and, out on the run and throwing, getting the ball in there. Like they've shown some impressive stuff on their social media channels. So that's kind of what people are seeing. And, it makes you believe that this guy's got the goods, and, that he's going to be successful. So, we'll see. I don't know if you saw this, by the way. You see the Eagles put out a video of Jalen Hurts getting picked off on a terrible throw.
The Eagles put out a throw?
On their official social media, this was all the talk yesterday. They put out a video of Jalen Hurts just throwing a dud over the middle and gets picked off. And people were not very happy about that. That reminded me of the Tua underthrow video that they put out. You never want to put out a video that makes your quarterback look bad.
Nobody.
But the Dolphins have been doing the complete opposite of that with Malik. Every video they put out, he looks tremendous.
Well, that's what you do.
But yeah, the Eagles.
What do you think you're gonna show a guy limping around the field or
no? But the Eagles did it yesterday. They did it yesterday with Jalen Hurts. They showed him throwing.
Somebody got fired.
Yeah, that's probably a fireable deal, right?
It would be so bad that even the quarterback would go, are you with me or are you against me here? Because I'm going to throw picks in practice.
They were trying to sell it as like a great interception, but it was a a really bad throw. The guy undercut the route real clearly. Like, it was just really bad throw.
That's a bad idea. It's a real bad idea.
By the way, a quarterback that I think not a lot of people, or I don't know, I don't know what the percentage would be, but there's people out there that think Jalen Hurts is not very good.
Well, the other thing is that the question will be in Philly, because they are That's hardcore group. They're going to wonder about, is that person, somebody got to sign off on. Nothing's done on anybody's social media account without somebody that has a VP title behind them or a manager title behind them that they trust signs off on it. They don't let the guys that are actually shooting the video put it out on their own and go, we trust you.
Yeah. I gotta find a way to show you this video. It's absolutely embarrassing, and they talked it up like it was a great interception. But either way, even if it is a great pick,
it could be a great pick.
You never want to embarrass your quarterback. No. And one of our texters on the YouTube chat here, Joey, said that they've been just, the guy's been under a microscope and WIP in Philly. Like, I could only imagine, right? Because Jalen Hurts, where do you put it? Like, is he good? Is he mediocre? Like, I think he's a pretty good quarterback. But I'm sure, it seems like he has some shortcomings in his game.
So he's a back and forth guy. He has had some really good games in Super Bowls. Hell, he played great in the game that he lost to Kansas City. He had the one fumble, and outside of that, he was great in that game. They lost. Then he comes back and wins one on a real run heavy football team. Right? They were great. I don't know. He's still pretty good. I think he's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with he and his buddy on the outside.
You still don't want to put up a. By the way, when I saw.
No, that's a bad look.
I don't know what the hell that was.
I don't know why you would show that though. That's not a.
Yeah.
I like I like it right down the middle like that. That was cool as hell, man. Whoever just did that all day.
I didn't even see it on my screen. I just heard a bunch of noise. Anyway, Joe, when that video was up yesterday, I have to check it, but when I saw it yesterday in the afternoon, it had 12 million views already. So talk about doing a disservice to your starting quarterback, your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, that's not.
That thing had 12 million views in the middle of the day yesterday.
I'm guessing that the right to the top, the president, because everything when it's that many hits gets to the top. And they're going, what the F are we doing? We're trying to build our QB's confidence up. Who signed off on that? Yeah, that's I don't know if you get fired.
It says right on cue is the title on the video. And I guess that's the name of the guy that picks it up. It's up to 15 million views now.
Oh, God. Wow.
The comments are fantastic, by the way.
Well, they're just not, you're not used to amateur hour with them. That's not something that you would expect to see in Philadelphia. Hey, they've had some really good football teams. They've had a nice little run of 5. What do you say? 5 years? The last 5 years sound right, Woody?
Yeah.
They've had some good teams and they won one Super Bowl but I've had some really, really good football teams. Offensive line hasn't been as good last year. Production was off a little bit, but
the comments are fantastic on here. Posting a vid of your franchise quarterback throwing a pick in slow motion practice.
No.
It is a slow-mo video.
Oh no, it's bad. It's not good. Hey, Wood, we got to get caught up on. I guess I'm a little bit behind.
That's okay. You don't have a clock in there, probably. Or maybe do they have a clock radio?
No, man. I got everything.
Do they put a clock radio in your new modern hotel? You must have a clock radio.
No, this is called my studio. This is my new studio. When you
have a clock radio on your dresser at home?
How many guys get 2 bedrooms, man? I got mine, and then I got a nice one here. Call my wife, see if she wants to come up here, man.
You and Bo need space, man.
Bo already got up and made his bed. You're such a jerk,
That's
man.
Beautiful. There's a lot of snoring, I bet, in that room.
Oh,
too.
my God. I can't imagine the two of us being together. There'd be a lot of old guys snoring. All right, we're going to break here, man. I want to tell you about Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm. Boy, I'll tell you what, the work they've done just from start to finish. There are no other attorneys. They handle your case with 30 plus years of experience. I don't know, 35 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you a multi-million-dollar result, small enough just to call you back. So I've heard some great stories about them lately. It's been a really cool one because Harvey and Gary are good friends of mine on top of the great work they do. I would never go to anybody. I hope I don't have to go through an automobile accident or a slip and fall, but they do great work. But when I hear cool things, and somebody's your friend, you go, no, I'm not surprised. I tell them I'm not surprised. Oh, Harvey grabbed me right away and said, hey, man, or you're not going to do what the other law firm did and hand me off. And he goes, no, I'm going to take care of it here. We're going to get going like now. Talked about the great service. He talked about the communication, giving them updates and helping them get $1 zillion more money than he was going to get originally. By the way, he was going through a case at another law firm, this guy I'm talking about. And so he wasn't happy with the way it was being treated, and he didn't feel important. But anyway, he got an offer, and he goes, no. So he went back to talk to him about, going. And the girl, she had quit. She was no longer there. He goes, no, we got you a new attorney in here. And he goes, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Going to Harvey and Gary at Cohen & Judah. And he was so happy. And, when a guy says, hey, thanks, I've had it happen 3 times now. Go to CohenandJudah.com, read the reviews, partners who you can always reach. They put their name on the front of the building, and they also kick butt every day for you, man. That's what it's all about. Next time you go through something real serious that you need to call a law firm, remember Cohen and Judah. Go to CohenandJudah.com, read the reviews. Man, you'll find out communication and getting it done and closing it out is important, and nobody does it like they do. Go to 866-FAIR-FEE, and remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios.
Classic Albums Live performs Supertramp Breakfast in America on August 22nd at the Casino at Dania Beach. Relive every iconic hit and experience this legendary album note for note, cut for cut. Don't miss out. Purchase your tickets at CasinoDaniaBeach.com.
We've made it easy to find us. Listen to WQAM on FM 1043 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wow, that was so easy.
All of our shows are there live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
Welcome back in here on this Thursday on QAM. Joe, before we get back to it here, I want to let people know what we got going on. Odyssey and our sister station, Kiss Country, present Stars and Strings this November at Hard Rock Live at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, featuring Lee Brice, Kane Brown, Brantley Gilbert, Brandon Lake, and Steven Wilson Jr. We do have a chance for you to win tickets to go. You can text the word drummer to 20357. That is drummer to 20357, and you will be entered. For more information, you can go to WQAM.com. There's a text contest. Message and data rates do apply. Do not text and drive. And also, Joe, on the WQAM contest page, go to WQAM.com, and under contests, you can enter to win VIP tickets to the Hobby Card Show coming up at the Broward County Convention Center this weekend. You get the VIP tickets and a pass to meet Bam Adebayo as well. So you get to meet Bam, and you get an autograph from him. There's going to be a lot of people out there signing. There's going to be tons of cards and all sorts of memorabilia and stuff out there to purchase. I'm setting up a table, most importantly. So we got that going on this weekend, Joe. So that's going to be a lot of fun for everyone at the Broward County Convention Center.
Frank Gore, Ricky Williams.
Yeah,
good stuff, man.
We'll find out what
good
what
ones. All those University of Miami running backs, all the great ones are all going to be out there. And boy, they were all friggin' good. Every one of those guys. I guess they wouldn't be going to that card show if they weren't really good to start with. But yeah, so
you got to get creative on the memorabilia here. Maybe you get like an all running back helmet or something like that, and to add to the man cave.
You got the four running backs going to be out there, and Ricky, not a bad running back helmet to have. I'm sure everybody's already thinking about that. By the way, Marlins 62-59 after their fourth straight win yesterday. They'll try to 110 today. Try to get the sweep. They're hanging right in there, man, on that last wild card position. Just a game and a half back. It's crazy. And by the way, you know who's kind of falling behind here? It's Phillies. What the hell happened to Phillies? Not high payroll. They haven't been very good. So anyway, 110 start today. Playing the Reds tomorrow, so they'll be leaving town right away. But what is today? 4 for 44, and we have a special one, if you don't mind me saying this. Woody, it'd be kind of nice if you stopped, if your dad's over 65, if you said, "Hey, Dad, I'm coming to get you. I'm taking you to a ball game." Do something for us.
That's today, Joe. That's today. The senior day is today.
Yeah, I said that.
And then we got a little break, and then August 21st is when we come back for Harry Potter Day, which I know you're a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
Also Pizza Fridays. I got to tell you, this Harry Potter thing is like, we went to Universal Studios. First of all, they have a Harry Potter land at every one of their parks.
Yeah.
And it's
quite
popular.
Club, but I get that you are. I get it.
No, I don't care for Harry Potter.
All right, but the kids.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've just never read any of the books. It's not something I have time for.
It obviously works, or the theme parks wouldn't have them.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's very, very popular, which is why that's basically what I was getting to there. But anyway, we got that. We got the Dominican Heritage Celebration on Saturday, August 22nd. They got a pretty cool jersey package for that one. We got the Naruto Day, which I'm guessing is also popular on August 23rd. There's a jersey package for that one. So there you go, Joe. A lot of stuff going on here.
All right, and so if you get a chance, want to go out, and again, let's do something for Dad today. If Mom likes baseball, take her. Hey, Mom, Dad, pick you up, take you. Free ticket for you today to get you out there and enjoy yourself a little bit. Hey, so anyway, we've got a 9 o'clock hour coming up here right around the corner. We got to get all caught up. We're falling behind like we usually do here But we do have more stuff from the Dolphins. We got a lot of stuff from the NFL. We got the Marlins trying to go for 5 straight before hitting the road against the Reds, man, and hanging in there, man, down that fourth quarter of the baseball season, the last 40 games to see if they get a playoff position. And, boy, some guys banged up, and now all of a sudden Conine has really – Griffin Conine, my God, he and Hernandez, 17th home run for him. I think Conine hit his 13th last night. Just amazing. What a nice story that's become, and what he's been able to do. So if you get a chance, get on out to the ballpark today, and we have a lot of football, a lot of football. Love the UM stuff with Mario Cristobal. And by the way, if you talk crap about him, he's never going to respond. But if you're on the schedule, like Pittsburgh and North Carolina talking trash, there will be a little extra motivation when you get ready to play them. All right, we got more stuff to get to, man. We're not even close to being done. And I'm super sure about one thing. I'm super sure about super sure is what I am. When you sign your insurance policy for some brokers, that's a finish line. Handshake, commission, and done. Then you may not hear from them again till it's time for that renewal. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps and the risks. That's why I'm introducing SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. SuperSure is a super agency built for you. Licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with your year-round support for you and your staff. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you can see what is covered and what's not. It's pretty important. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you. Licensed in every state for your business insurance and employees benefits, all with your year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com, that's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Craving scratch-made food, ice-cold 29-degree beer, and every game on wall-to-wall TVs? Head to Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge.
This is the legendary WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen, or at DoralVolkswagen.com or DoralVW.com. Marlins, winners of 4 in a row, took down the Pirates 8-2 last night. They play again today at 1:10. The Dolphins held a joint practice with the Commanders yesterday. 2 play tomorrow at 7. Malik Willis is expected to see action, and Giannis Antetokounmpo will not play for Greece this offseason following injuries last season. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. Temperatures getting up to around 90 today with a slight chance of rain. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Going up.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. We've been all over the board here with everything football. We'll have a lot more coming up for you with some interviews coming up in just a few minutes. We'll jump back into some more stuff. So there have been talk about Mario Cristobal and what he did last year and the slow improvement to where they are right now with what looks to be another really good football team off of what they did last year with a great playoff run and coming up just a drive short of winning another national championship. So it's always interesting. Great job out there, and start talking about your favorite coaches from the University of Miami football program. And I've been lucky enough to be around to see them all. I guess that's lucky, but it was good. When I got here, it was Howard Schnellenberger, had left the Dolphins and was with the University of Miami. And obviously he did a hell of a job. He did a great job. I thought really got the thing kicked off and everything. And he took off early. I don't know if he ever regretted that. I'm guessing he did. We had Jimmy Johnson and Butch Davis and Larry Coker and Dennis Erickson. There's some good ones. Matter of fact, Dennis Erickson never gets talked about. Ran an offense without what he have. He ran an empty backfield and used to get his quarterbacks, Gino, God bless him, won a Heisman, but got knocked around pretty good, took some shots. It's always interesting because now, the hottest guy right now is Mario and what he's doing. One of the great recruiters, if not the best recruiter in the country. I don't think anybody would argue with that too much, but he's right up there. And listen, one of the things that made Nick and Urban so good when they are also considered real special is their ability to recruit besides coach. And so I see some of you kind of asking me here about who's the best one of the bunch. Well, that's really hard to do. Butch Davis came into a really crappy situation, had to build it from bottom up. I remember Butch going out and Bobby Bowden, the late great Bobby Bowden, said, "Are you ever going to be good again?" Florida State had just waxed Butch's team, and Butch was pissed. Like, wow. Man, that's not good for business, that bad and all that stuff. So I thought Larry got it on automatic pilot. I'm never going to change my thoughts on it. He inherited Butch's teams, and Butch took off for the Cleveland Browns, but Butch loaded it up like it's never been loaded up before, except when Jimmy Johnson handed it off to the Dallas Cowboys' next coach. It has never been as loaded as it was. And the story goes, as I'm told, Ed Reed and Ken Dorsey walked in to the athletic director and told him, please do not change anything in what we're doing on offense and defense. And they're smart enough not to, they stuck with what they had, and it was loaded. It was absolutely loaded. I don't know what your favorite team is. Everybody's got a favorite team. Hell, we had a couple of teams that people thought might have been the best. Jimmy had a hell of a team that lost to Penn State that had to turn it over like 50 times to lose the game. So it's really hard to answer, man, because there's been some, they'll all go down as special, man. If Butch stays after the Sugar Bowl, which, by the way, a lot of people thought that Sugar Bowl team that beat the Gators that last game was clearly the best team in the country that year, since I was there for that and close to Butch. And he left. He left and took the Cleveland Browns NFL job. But we had 2 years, man. That was his team. That Rose Bowl and Fiesta Bowl teams, they were his. They were his. That was his baby. And so, again, I don't want to ever take away when somebody wins a national championship, he gets credit for it. But anyway, yeah, it's a hell of a group of coaches who were smart enough and did the recruiting at home and then started going out and getting players and did it. But it's an interesting one. I was even trying to figure out which one. Woody, I know some of these guys, you don't know how much you remember of them as coaches, but they're all good recruiters, man. The only guy that I thought wasn't a great recruiter out of that group, it's going to sound like I'm taking a shot again, is Larry Coker. I was doing Larry's show and doing high school football on Friday nights. We're doing the best game of the week and had me going out with NBC. And I was like, Larry, what about this guy? He's next up, but we think we got a whole bunch of guys come in. I go, no, Larry. And I just thought we started slipping with his recruiting.
You're right about those other guys. They all could recruit. I mean, we were getting the 4- and 5-star guys, right? But there was that whole we're not developing guys, and a lot of those guys didn't end up being anywhere near what people thought they were going to be, right?
Well, those guys I just named all had elite teams. Now Mario's in that club too. He had an elite team and going to have another one, but. That's a tough club. Even Larry Coker in the middle there. I like Larry. Larry's one of the nicest guys. Come on, man. And actually, after a couple of Butch's classes that Larry had, that kind of it went the wrong direction a little bit. I mean, it still won some games, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. And in my opinion, it all had to do with Butch recruiting to Larry recruiting, because a lot of things, again, that Rose Bowl team, some consider it the best team of all time or one of the best college football teams of all time, that Rose Bowl team. The Fiesta Bowl had a lot of the same guys and got effed at the end of the game from beating Ohio State. Got effed. The latest pass interference call ever made in the history of a college national championship game. And I'm not, it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever. They got it. Okay. But yeah, that's an interesting group to sit and dissect from the games won and the recruiting, although they go hand in hand because you recruit great players, win more friggin' games. They'd all agree with that. But it's always interesting to ask the older fans, fans, are the ones that have been around since the early 80s when Schnellenberger really started to turn this thing around. Your favorite coach. And you can't ask the guys that played, like, Don Bailey Jr. played for Howard, and he loves him. He says, Joe, he was unbelievable. So it's an interesting group, though, being around that whole group and doing coaches shows with a lot of those guys through the years. But they had a rolling, man. they could go out and get the best players in South Florida. And then everybody started recruiting down here, and they realized they're going to have to start doing national recruiting. And I got to be honest, man, I don't think Mario takes a back seat to anybody out of this state when it comes to any of these guys. His ability to recruit, especially in California and the West Coast, pretty damn good. Although somebody found Gino Torretta and somebody found Ken Dorsey. So they were getting some good players. DJ Williams, I think, was the top 5-star player in the country out of De La Salle in Northern California. When that thing, remember, Woody, that thing won like 100 games in a row. Nobody in the state could beat him. Took all the best players from the whole Bay Area in Northern California. And they were crushing people, just absolutely crushing them. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I can answer that one. Everybody's got a favorite. I get it. I like all those guys. I'm sure Larry probably didn't appreciate me, saying, and listen, he gets honored by the school and everything else. But if I was to go into a situation, I'd like to know Butch was leaving and left me that kind of talent that still had a couple years of eligibility. I'd like that situation. That'd be a good one to have. Anyway, hey, we got more stuff to get to here as we continue on. We are going to have Kyle Krabs join us coming up to talk about the Dolphins. He was here yesterday. And Pete Prisco, going to talk some NFL with you as well. We always appreciate everybody that stays with us and putting up with me here in this nice room up top on the top floor right here. I might keep this room. Actually, this room's a little better than my room. I don't know if I got like the owner or president suite or something here, man. But
you fit on those beds? The little guys back there behind you.
And they're comfortable too, bro. These are comfortable, man.
Only the best for you and the Dolphins.
Only the best. Only the best. I got Bo. You wake up yet, Bo? Yeah, he got up. He's
your roommate.
My roommate.
All right.
Hey, man, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with Kyle Krabs.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Lock